want to.
The Caltrops and the your kunai will be fucking fast. Like,
If you notice, my Caltrops are only staying in one small little zone.
yeah. Ah, how come?
My purple tech part
Oh,
stays with you.
doesn't stray too far from you lah.
Yes. So you can just do this. I can just line it up. Fucking good now. Now Caltrops fucking good.
Yeah, win already. Win already.
I think this is an 8-minute map.
Yeah, it is. It is. You can save the
Thank
EXP
you.
for. Oh yeah, you know with the max cooldown reduction plus cooldown reduction in your first skill, if you have the 15% reduction and the 30% passive, right? Your lightning will strike very fast on like. Then
I fucking want that. No wonder Light Chaser is so good.
attack interval.
It's basically attacking the same way as a sword, right?
But they have the wave. The
I open so many boxes and all they give me is the other S items.
I know. You spend on this game? Never.
Never.
Don't spend on this game,
I
bro.
don't ever spend.
Fucking don't. But I will get the M4 lah. I think I'll get M4.
You have to. Get the early destroyer. Fucking shot.
The 15-minute match is always very boring.
Yeah, fucking hate 15 minutes back.
It's like the shit come in super slow.
Okay, now everywhere. What's going on, sia?
They have a match over there. JJ Lin is playing game.
GG.
No, J Chow.
Really, man?
No lah, fuck.
Fuck you.
Hey, boss fight.
Oh, shit.
Check.
Oh, this one.
Hey, the weapon range one maximizes the Caltrop missiles.
Yep. And soccer balls. Oh, he jumped. Motherfucker.
There, yeah. This way, you know,
GG.
yeah.
Easy game!
With an easy victory over the side of Extract.
This one damn easy. Like you see, everything I done. But this one fucking hard. I don't want to.
Why?
This is the one with the blue robot and then push in with the spider sun.
Oh. I think you need a little bit more for that one. I finished until 6. No, yeah, 6. I finished until 6.
Then
yeah, I still just started only.
And then eventually
Holy
rush
shit.
for this one.
Crit rate plus 8. Oh. Nope. Cannot do that now. 4 minutes.
Yep.
What's this? What's this? Oh, can level up?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if whether when I can get this. If I can get this, I'll just go for this.
But then this one is 10 attack only.
Yeah. I mean because I got this character, so it
I think you can level up everything. Right?
If I need to, I will.
You got level up.
If I need to, long.
You can finally beat the level.
Just wait. EDF supplies. Useless. Oh, I did some football commentary.
Oh, really? Like soccer?
It's a scripted one lah. Cause I don't know shit about football. Then I tell them please script for me.
Rose. With me here is Uncle Abstract, and we are midway through the game number 2 between Terrifier 10 and Team Lamar. We apologize because we had a little bit of a technical difficulty after the game, but it's all sorted now. We are at the ready. Teams are, I think they're in the lobby. They're waiting on that start.
Yep.
What do you think of that game number 1? Let's give the audience a little bit of a recap on what happened.
All right, quick little recap. Team Lamar wasn't able to defy the odds, especially since their draft was actually not as good as we expected. You know, they had the chance to actually pick up a Kaja for themselves, especially since their second pick. They have 2 favorable picks that they can actually go for because the Joy was first picked.
Yes.
So Kaja was available. I think that Carmilla was banned, so we're not going to see that. But one thing's for sure, Martis as well as Leomord is definitely available. If they would want to go for that, they could have went for it.
Yeah.
But they went for Yves and one more other hero, I can't remember. Fredrin. They went for Yves and Fredrin.
Yeah.
I can understand Fredrin, no problem. It's a very comfortable pick.
Is questionable.
Yeah, Yves is questionable.
But
so,
I think I want to add on to your point about Leomord and Martis. Like, you know, a lot of heroes that are in the meta, like for a short period of time, Terizla was in the meta,
right,
and then it fell off short. In Mobile Legends, it's a super fast-paced game, and the meta as well. It's constantly shifting from like a hero to another. I've always seen like Leomord and Martis, they haven't received any kind of nerfs and buffs.
Yep.
But like they sort
of
like
fell off, right?
They kind of fell off. Like I don't see them as much as I did last week.
Yeah.
So like this week, everyone's just like, okay, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for that
anymore and stuff. Yeah.
It's like sudden resurgence of Mathilda as well.
Yes. Yes. So they did very phenomenally with a lot of these support kind of roams, especially with the new update where all these support roams are able to open up the maps for the main teams. But right now I'm sorry, I was a little bit distracted by the amount
of MPL badges
of badges right there, man. Like right now they are here to play. So Kaja being the first to sit in the bench, as well as Camilla. On that side though, Circle, I remember Circle, Super Z was an MPL player as well. So right now the teams are ready. I think that they might opt to ban out the Joy or pick it for themselves. They are first pick anyway, so they do have that priority of having that Joy or having a lockdown hero. It does seem like they don't want to deal with any Joys at all. But on the other side of the island, though, it will be still Valentina wide open. Fanny was banned out in for the side of Team Lamar just now. It does seem like, you know, we might be able to see a Fanny play in this game. I mean, I ran my mouth too fast.
So now Fanny, Joy, Kaja, and Camilla is out. We've got 1-1 is currently available to be picked, and it does seem as though Team Lamar has decided to pick that up immediately. And knowing and looking at the fact that a lot of people value the Fredrin a lot, I would expect that Fredrin is probably going to be picked here. But in the meantime, there's many other heroes that's currently available as well, right? Akai is available. Gusion, we don't really see Gusion a lot nowadays. Valentina is available as well. It kind of seems as though they are hovering over the Valentina right now. So Valentina, Fredrin could be the pick here, but no. It kind of seems as though they have, Super Z have decided to pick up a Irithel for themselves instead. As such, giving Team Lamar the advantage of picking the Fredrin for themselves, a very comfortable, a very safe pick for the team.
What I think they should counterpick, if you have someone as annoying as 1-1, I mean, the only one who can beat the annoyance of 1-1 is mine and your girlfriends combined, right? So, with that said, they can opt to counterban with a Franco, someone with a suppression, because we all know that Francos are able to lock down 1-1. But if we think over the side of Terrifier 10, a Franco might be a interesting choice. That is usually the Atlas spot. So we might be able to see an Atlas coming in for the side of Terrifier 10 and then banning out maybe a Diggy, so to speak.
Kind of seems as though they're not interested in doing that. But I do want to emphasize on this pick, ladies and gentlemen. We have Khalid that have joined us in the battlefield. I personally feel that Khalid is a very underrated hero. Is a great hero when it comes down to being a fighter or perhaps a roam.
Yes.
With great survivability whenever he goes for a quick sandstorm, he's able to get a good amount of regeneration on that part.
Yeah.
When it comes down to the Desert Tornado, he's got great damage, got mobility on top of that as well. So that is all great. And let's not forget about Raging Sandstorm, being able to lock people down in a relatively huge area. In terms of EXP laning, he's probably pretty darn good. But the question is whether they're actually going to be pushing the Khalid over to the roam or the EXP lane.
I've never really seen much of a Khalid roam before. He might be able to build up dire hit. This gives him burst potential on solo enemies. So he's very effective for split pushing or taking down enemies with split push. But it will be the side of Terrifier 10 picking up that Ruby, which I like, because once you get close to a Ruby, she will dismember your combos, or like disrupt, so to speak, your combos with her second skill, and that is what I like about that team. It's interesting that we see how these two teams pick and ban their heroes. It's sort of like an answer for each other. Pick up the 1-1. Take up the Irithel. Pick up the Valentina, answer back with the Eve. Pick up the Khalid, answer back with Lapu Lapu. So if you think about it, it's sort of like these two teams are sort of like counter-picking each other. They don't really want to solidify or open up their options or show their options just yet. They want to fight off the other team's composition or picks.
Right. So
there's a Lancelot. There's a Lancelot.
Oh, that's Lancelot?
Yeah, Lancelot is picked up for, I think...
Okay, I couldn't understand the voice, the voice lines.
It's always like, oh, that's beautiful, remember? And so that is basically his accent, right?
Right. So Lancelot being picked. I think I heard of Matilda being picked as well.
Matilda is
I will
banned
protect
out.
you. Oh, damn it. So who says I will protect you? Lolita?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, it will be. Lolita.
Okay.
Lolita and Ruby on the both teams. So Ruby will be for Team
Ruby from
Terrifier 10.
Team Terrifier 10.
And
Team
then
Lamar
Team
with the Lolita.
Yes.
So that means that we are looking at a EXP lane Khalid.
Yes, it will be. With a high and dry as well.
Not surprised. I am absolutely not surprised. Being able to play in your EXP lane, being able to deal so much damage is also something that you definitely want to see. At one point in time, we saw the Yuzhong with high and dry, and that is definitely pretty darn scary in the EXP lane as well. Being a lane bully, on top of that, being an even bigger lane bully, is definitely something that you should be afraid. And your opponents will have to be forced to work against you. You have to push your advancements and all of your backups over to the EXP lane so that your EXP lane don't get utterly destroyed.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 2 coming in. Ether Wanderer's first fight of the match. Who will be able to get it? It will be the side of Team Lamar. I think that was a last hit. The Retribution was used. Shakir a little bit too trigger happy, too early. Premature Retribution used. What do you think of the lineup, though? I think that Team Lamar has a much more solid lineup this time around.
Yep.
Very, very balanced through early to late game, all the way through. Terrifier 10, though, I won't write them off just yet, because the only way to take down a 1-1 is if you have an assassin jumping straight to your backline. In the mid lane, though, Jenny dealing tons of damage to Zeph. Oh, Minjo!
Doesn't seem like they will be able to do much at this point in time. We should be expecting a pretty neck-and-neck fight between Team Lamar and Terrifier 10. Both of these teams is very likely just going to be on a stalemate for a good amount of time until the first turtle, or maybe perhaps even the second turtle, emerges itself. I was expecting that a Khalid would be able to really bully this Arashi that's playing as a Lapu Lapu, but I think that when it comes down to the sustainability that Lapu Lapu has, is going to be a little bit tougher than I have originally expected. And let's also not forget that Lapu Lapu can, of course, throw his swords. That way he will be able to stay relatively safe during the time where he's trying to farm in his lanes. Goldilocks is not exactly focusing a lot with his Desert Tornado onto Lapu Lapu, as you can pretty much see. He's not really putting a lot of emphasis on Lapu Lapu before a turtle fight as well. As such, the Lapu Lapu will be able to make his way over the team fight pretty darn easily, but that is going to be the first blood in favor of the Khalid, getting a kill down to Shakir. While Hezbollah was hoping that he will be able to walk away, but a quick little flicker coming from Arashi ought to be able to take him down right in the nick of time.
One more hit.
Goldilocks. Oh, down he goes. A couple of people are destroyed from Team Lamar and Terrifier 10. It's a 2-for-2 trade, and once again, back onto a stalemate.
It was a very good fight for the side of Terrifier 10. I mean, you're up ahead in 200 gold lead. You have the turtle in your name. So take this advantage that you have in the early stages of the game and try to capitalize on this. You know that Goldilocks on the Khalid is going to do massive amounts of damage to you. So try to stay away from fights and try to have someone protect his backline. If he jumps straight into your backline, then just try to evade him as much as you can. That will be basically something that you have to worry about in the early stages of the game.
I think that right now, both Team Lamar and Terrifier 10 needs to focus a lot onto their gold laner. Team Lamar, they don't have a very strong mid game. Their early game is relatively strong, especially since we're looking at a Yves as well as a Khalid. Both of them can deal massive damage in the early stages of the game. In the mid stages of the game, Amal starts to get a little bit tankier. He's getting a little bit annoying to be picked at. So eventually Team Lamar, they are on a timer, and during the middle phases, the early to the late stages, during the mid stages rather, practically speaking, is where Terrifier 10 will come off to be really darn strong. Arashi will be able to pop up, Shakir will be able to get a great amount of burst, which will be a pain in the neck for mid.
Oh, the babysitting already coming in. Ninja trying to check on the brushes as the turtle is responding up in 2 seconds. All the way on the other side of the map. Fredrin will get the ball rolling just for now. The babysitting game is coming very, very strong for Team Lamar. They know that 1-1 is going to be the win condition in the game. They easily get the turtle. The second turtle of the game will go over to the hands of Team Lamar. Terrifier 10 though, Shakir on the Lancelot does have the killing spree emblem, so that's for sure. She's not going to be able to take down a lot of the objectives, but mid though, really down low, one more hit. Will they be able to get it though? Jenny from the flank. That was just goes down. Oh, Hasbullah. Oh, he's going to get punished there.
Hasbullah was really trying to get a stun down, but unfortunately it is going to be Jenny that eventually managed to flicker and of course get a quick getaway onto mid and get him down, but in all of that, it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. In the end of it all, Terrifier 10 still have got the valuable trade on top of all of that. Super Z is still alive as such, he should still be able to get a decent amount of farm, but Minjol now getting a little bit too ahead of himself. Quick little flicker gets himself away from Amal before he even gets haunted and get locked down onto the ground.
Now we really see the power of these two teams, the true strength. Like what I tell you, the first game was basically testing each other's mettle. And right now, we know that Terrifier 10 is a little bit on the confident side, knowing that they have beaten Team Lamar before. But Team Lamar, they're not giving Terrifier 10 an easy time in this game.
Not at all.
It is still 3-3, but Terrifier 10 up ahead in net worth in 1k gold lead. Oh, Minjol pulling them back. Mint down low, pops across both tank, tries to hit onto 2. Jenny needs to back off right now. There's 4 members of Team Lamar on the gold lane.
Definitely going to be safe and sound. The RWM just going to be popped down and he's completely zoned out. The only way that he can go is down south where he's going to have to beat with mid. Team Lamar now did manage to get himself a massive lead when it comes down to area control. With the bottom lane of outer turret destroyed. Okay, never mind, take it back. The top lane outer turret is also going to be destroyed. As such, the question remains if whether there's going to be any form of lane swaps coming in from either of these two.
Super Zed on the Irisbell needs a little bit more time to get her power spikes. As long as she buys in that Windtalker and the Berserker's Fury, she is ready to go, guns blazing. But Mint is very heavily protected. Like I said before, Berserker's Fury already built up for Super Zed. We will see the damage coming through from this Irithel really soon in the next team fight. But Terrifier 10, they have a little bit more of the split pushing capability in that lineup. Having Shakir being on the offside trying to split push if they are able to, if they're not able to face off in any of the team fights. It does seem like both teams are very, very neck and neck. Ninja though, pathing, puts her in a bit of a bothersome position, but Min taking down the rest of them. Numinum Blast stuns onto 2. Super Tang hits onto Minjo, and right now can she get 3? Triple kill over to the side of Wanwan. Arashi nothing to do but run, but can Arashi do it? Can Arashi run away from it? No, because the rest of Team Lamar are chasing you down.
Terrifier 10, they definitely have an issue dealing with this 1-1, and 1-1 is just going to town, man. No one is going to be able to stop this 1-1. There are two heroes that can deal with this 1-1, and that is going to be Shakir as well as Arashi. But it doesn't seem like things are going to be working very well for them. Right now, we're just going to be looking at RWM into an RWM, and whatever that it is, Terrifier 10 would want to defend against Team Lamar and try and hope to be able to punish Team Lamar's push. In the meantime, Terrifier 10's Lancelot had decided to make his way all the way down south and hoping that he will be able to do a couple of split push, as this is going to be a team lineup from Terrifier 10 that allows them to do so. While Team Lamar, they can't exactly split push.
Team Lamar is a very heavy team fight composition, which is pretty much won by split pushing. You focus too much on coagulating together, sort of like sardines in a can, and you cannot try to stray away too far from the rest of your team fights. But that being said, Arashi tries to go in, jump straight onto the back like mid, one more hit, but a win of nature is popped! The crossbow of Tay hits it onto one!
And now Amal just going to be moving his way down to the Minjal, and the RWM coming from the side of Zep is just going to be popping right up, hoping that he will be able to zone everyone else inside of the RWM, and that is definitely going to work out very well for them, with 3 members from the side of Terrifier 10 already destroyed, while Team Lamar are still, all of them, remain standing.
The only way to deal with a 1-1 is send her to a ban pool. That, or call Abstract's girlfriend, because she can only beat her in the annoyance. I'm just kidding, by the way. Shout out to Abstract's girlfriend if you're watching right here. But the Lord gets taken down by Team Lamar, the first Lord of the game. It does look like Terrifier 10 is going to be put in a defensive position. They do have that lockdowns if Team Lamar gets a little bit too close underneath their turret, but Terrifier 10 has their work cut out for them. They need to find 1-1, and 1-1 needs to be taken down.
Getting the Wombo Combo Unga Bunga is what Terrifier 10 would want to go for. As much as possible, they need to get a really nice I'm offended. Minjal puts himself right into the face of Team Lamar and hoping that he will be able to get himself some space, and of course, just to find out exactly where everyone else is. Mint is still taking a hop, skip, and a jump all across the map and the battlefield, moving together with the Lord, taking down the inner turret in the middle lane with so much ease. Terrifier 10 will now have to back off to the base and hope for something new.
Hasbulla. Numeron blast at ready, but Roman Manipulation is going to start the fight off. Ninja coming real close, try to pull Hasbulla in, try to punish her underneath the turret range. But the rest of Team Lamar, they know that they have 3 lanes pushing in. They will want to go in. Numeron blast hits onto 2 with the flicker as well, and the rest of the team are jumping straight into the fray.
Immediately leaving Minjal with just a sliver of health, and surprisingly, he's still gonna be alive. The main thing that Team Lamar would want to do is just try to bring down the inhibitor turret, which they did manage to, but unfortunately overstayed their welcome just by a little bit, as now the bottom lane inhibitor turret is gonna be destroyed as well at a cost of 3 members from Team Lamar.
That's okay, that's alright. You came here and got what you need. Let's just touch and go. Let's just tap and go. We can trade our lives just for a little bit if it's at the cost of the objectives. Look at the net worth now. We are up in gold by 4K. Although they have that comeback mechanic still, we can just wait out. We can be patient. So Team Lamar needs to find a way to buy themselves some more time until that Lord comes in. They need to be able to check on the brushes, give themselves a little bit of a vision game. Don't get stunned out. Don't get bushwhacked by Minjal, because once you do get caught out, and that's it. Terrifier 10 is able to cycle you through. And 1-1, though, needs a lot of defensive, needs a thicky meat shield, so to speak.
I gotta have to say, Team Lamar is actually doing a very good job in the mid stages of the game. This is the mid stages of the game, but yet the 1-1 is coming into control, doing so great. But now overextending himself a little bit. Never mind, does have the crossbow tank that will eventually be able to soar into the skies and beat down this Lapu Lapu. First person down, and then the next one is going to be Jenny. 2% is now dead on the side of Terrifier 10, and Team Lamar did manage to get a pretty good cycle onto Terrifier 10. The Lord will be coming up in 15 minutes, which Terrifier 10 would not be able to contest.
Oh man, I mean, take a look at Mint though. She took the kills and just backed right off. She knows that she's really low on health. Hasbulla was there just to give her that protective shield that she needs. Take a look at the itemizations. Already Malefic Roar built on. Might be building the Phantom Scarlet or Scarlet Phantom, whichever that is. But the damage is really showing. The rest of Team Lamar is funneling 1-1 to infinity and beyond. But Shakir though, Oh, will he get punished for it?
We're talking about high and dry after all. Shakir did manage to receive quite a bit of damage. But doesn't Sandstorm gets himself right out of dodge, and Goldilocks turns the game around, turns the fight around. Do not underestimate the power of a Khalid, especially since he does it high and dry. Minjao was trying to come in to save Shakir, but he's way too deep in, and he's gonna have to sacrifice himself together with Shakir. Big mistakes were made on the side of Terrifier 10 while the Lord was being taken down. So now it is a 3 versus 6. There's no way the Terrifier 10 can even defend this. As such, they're going to be starting things off with RWM. Zones the rest of the members from the side of Terrifier 10 away. Super Z pops out the Rhythm of Nature just so that he will be able to stay himself right in the base. The rest of the members from the side of Team Lamar just going to be making their way on the Terrifier 10. Unfortunately, the Numinum Blast is not going to be connecting, but the rest of the creep waves coming in from middle lane is just going to be flowing right in. Team Lamar doesn't seem like they are just going to be focusing on the core. Team Terrifier 10, they didn't manage to defend this. Now it's just going to be left a little bit. Wind of Nature, popped by the side of Min. He hops away, and the rest of Team Lamar did not manage to close the game just yet.
Oh man, just one more try and Team Lamar is able to end the game just there and then. But a good job for Terrifier 10 for defending the entirety of that skirmish coming in through to their base. They managed to take down all of Tier 3's turrets, but Terrifier 10, they made it out alive and taking 2. They might have control of their jungle just for a little bit, but they have to be able to find those easy pickoffs. It's easier said than done because Goldilocks is always there, waiting in the brushes, giving so much vision to the side of Team Lamar.
It is definitely tough for Terrifier 10 to even do anything right now. As much as possible, they would want to thin out their lines and try to defend all of these waves, push out the waves as much as possible so that they will be able to turn back the fight and try to catch Team Lamar out of position. But like we said before, it is not going to be tough, as now Goldilocks just going to be making the first move. He's going to be pulled in by Minjal, but now the rest of the members from the side of Terrifier 10, they're going to have to run away from Minjal before they all get congested together and die together. Without the front lines, without the Ruby, no more of that crowd control that we're looking out for. Jenny just going to be taken a look down by Hasbullah. The Numinum Blast just going to be hit, but of course not going to be connecting on anyone just yet. Zeph pops off with the RWM, but the core is probably left with about 10%, but it doesn't seem like the rest of the members from Team Lamar is going to be focusing on the core.
Victory!
Came in, took what they need, and backed off. So it will be a best of 1. Man, it's been a very long time since I had a best of, like a 3 games in a best of 3. This is basically a very, very tough game because the winner of this, all stakes are riding on this game. Winner is going to face off against Wonders of Ohio.
They're gonna have to pull out all of the aces in their sleeves now as much as possible. I mean, one deck can only have 4. You're gonna have to get 1 more. All 5 of you guys gonna have to give us something. Gotta give the opponents something to work with. At least for the side of Terrifier 10, they do have an idea as to how they should be tackling the lineup of Team Lamar. They do have the Lancelot. They would want the Lancelot to just jump over to the back lines. Understandably, it would be great for them, especially since there is iframes on the side of Lancelot, and he wouldn't be that disturbed by the taunt coming in from Fredrin. Yes, but in the end of the day, this Lancelot just couldn't get himself in the momentum. They don't have the tempo that they're looking out for. In fact, it is the opponent, Team Lamar, that found the tempo instead. They managed to funnel a lot of their farm over to the 1-1. And remember how I say that the mid game is where they're kind of like lacking?
Yeah.
The 1-1 came onto the came on top and farmed so much more, killed so much more, so that her items came back so well. to the point that she covers the entirety of the mid stages of the game. If not for the 1-1, the mid stages of the game is probably going to be disastrous for Team Lamar.
Yeah, I'm wrecking my head over, like, okay, 1-1 was first picked, and then Terrifier 10 had the opportunity to counter that. We won't have to wait anymore to see whether 1-1 is still going to be picked up right now. But understanding that, oh man, Mint was so instrumental in using this 1-1, and he was like master at this 1-1. Will they ban out this 1-1 just as a precautionary measure?
Believe that it could be the case. It really depends on what are the first two picks here. With the Fanny being thrown in, I will believe that there are Camilla is very likely going to be the bans here, or Joy. That is going to be the case. So now we're going to be left with two. It kind of seems as though there could be a possibility that 1-1 could be banned since Camilla and Kaja is still available. As such, banning out the 1-1 will make perfect sense if they themselves, which is the Terrifier 10, would want to pick out a Camilla or a Leomord or perhaps even a Kaja for themselves.
Yeah, I think they want to give it over to the side of Team Lamar to decide whether or not they want to ban out the 1-1 or ban out the Kaja, because if you force the opponents to pick up either one, you can pick up the other. Because it's sort of like Kaja is the counter to 1-1, but 1-1 it's very difficult to deal with in the later stages of the game. So you just want to...
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. So it might be the Kaja getting picked
Kaja's
up
still going to be picked.
over the side of Terrifier 10. But that remains to be seen just yet, because there are, like you said, Leomord is still open. We still have Yves, which they kind of like to play a Yves game, or like a Fredrin as well.
Yeah.
Or like the Malaysians' favorite, the Khalid as well.
Yeah, I think that the Yves is kind of like the flavor of the team, flavor of the region, and it kind of makes sense. Yves is definitely a great hero at this point in time, but right now we do have the Kaja that is going to be picked, and the flavor of season, the Yves, as well as a very comfy Fredrin is going to be coming up from the side of Team Lamar. A very comfortable pick coming from both of them, and I would understand why they're deciding to do that. Relatively meta, and yet still a very comfortable pick. It's very hard for you to lose in your lanes with these two heroes, and now the reaction will be left onto the side of Terrifier 10. They still have two more picks to go. What is it going to be?
Well, I haven't seen Farsa just yet, and we all know that Farsa and Yves, they are pretty much natural rivals, right?
Yes.
So if you do pick out, I don't know if Yu Jong actually works now, because like before she had her nerf, she used to be susceptible to pushes or stuns and stuff like that. But right now, Yves is negating all of those crowd control effects. So having a Yu Jong is good, because you get straight to that backline, get straight to the win condition, be it either a mage or the marksman. But you might be left alone. Having that Claude supporting you in the later game and having Blazing Duet, biting down huge chunks of health from that backline is going to be very hard for Team Lamar to handle with. So you don't want to get Claude fed. That's all. That's all you need to do. But on the side of Team Lamar, though, they do pick up that Leslie very... I've never seen Leslie for the longest time, actually. It used to be meta for a while.
Used to be meta, yes.
And then it came back through.
Technically speaking, it's
still meta.
meta.
It is worthy of a ban in the ban phase.
Yes. But right now, not a lot of people is focusing so much onto Leslie. A lot of people still liking Clint, still liking Beatrix. The gold laners right now is relatively open, and I don't blame anyone for having, a advantage, or maybe they have some preference over the other. So right now, it kind of seems as though we could see that Terrifier 10 could be leaning over to the Divey team. Their win condition probably just dive over to the backlines, because without a doubt, there will always be a marksman at the backlines, which could be the win condition of a certain team.
Yes.
Right now, for what Zeph and Goldilocks has picked for themselves, it is very much of a bolstering the front line, creating space, just so their marksman is able to play. So that kind of looks like their win condition. Open up the maps, and just make sure that Leslie have got a great time. As such, what we are looking at for Terrifier 10 is just to break past every single one of these walls that Team Lamar is trying to build for themselves. They just want to go over to the back lines. They don't necessarily have a player that can be very tanky right now until that Grok gets picked. A lot of these heroes some of these heroes can actually go to the jungle, but understandably, I would believe that is a Julian jungle. And with a Julian jungle, that means that they're assuming
might
that the
be a
opponents...
mid lane. No, the Julian might be a mid lane.
I thought that the Kaja might be the mid lane instead.
Julian makes a little bit more sense.
I prefer a mid lane Julian as well.
Yeah.
I do.
But I mean, it's still very, very flexible. Kaja can be played in the jungle as well. But finishing off the draft, Team Lamar goes for that Ruby.
Kaja jungle.
Very tanky front line.
It is really going to be a Kaja jungle.
Yeah, because it makes a little bit more sense. You do need a little bit more magic damage to take down the mid lane. And giving Julian that mid lane brings him to his power spike at least level 3. A little bit earlier than in the jungle because he takes a little bit more time in the jungle. Yes. So that said, the draft is set. Who do you favor right now? This is a best of 1 abstract.
Oh, yikes. It's kind of tough. I gotta have to like piece my mind together. So at least when it comes down to EXP lane, Yuzhong beats the
Khalid?
Fredrin.
Wait, no. Will it be a Khalid?
Wait, who's EXP laning?
It will be the Fredrin in the jungle and the Khalid. With the high and dry though.
Okay, so they're kind of... oh crap. I would say that this is probably skill-based. Between the Yuzhong and the Khalid, both of them kind of seems relatively skill-based.
Yeah.
But as long as the Yuzhong can constantly be able to churn out a lot of damage, I don't think that there's a sandstorm coming in from the Khalid will be able to catch up. So technically speaking, there is a small advantage. Actually, there is an advantage over to the side of Yuzhong. Because for the side of Khalid, he wants to stay close so that the Desert Sandstorm, Desert Tornado will always be able to hit the Yuzhong, which is Yuzhong's territory. As long as you're close, let me hit you once, and the Shard residue builds up. So technically speaking, Terrifier 10 wins in the EXP. When it comes down to the goal lane, without a doubt, we're looking at the Leslie that wins in the lane. Now we're looking at the roaming trio. We're looking at a Julian, a Grok, as well as a Kaja. The early game coming from Terrifier 10 is definitely terrifying, and we can expect that a burst amount of damage will be expected. We should be able to go through the Eve as well as the Ruby pretty darn efficiently. So so my answer, Terrifier 10.
Terrifier 10 has the better draft for you.
I would say yes.
Well, I would agree with you on the basis that Team Lamar drafted their composition based on a team fight composition. It's less of a split push that they're pretty much used to. It's the first game that we've seen between these two teams that they never used a assassin. But hold on a second right here. Oh, the Julian brings Goldilocks down low. Goldilocks able to survive this one, but not for long. Jenny takes down First Blood. And with that, I mean, Jenny is also a dive potential hero. You're breaking down a team fight composition with a diving team. So basically, Terrifier 10, they have their swim trunks ready. Yep. They're ready to dive straight to the back line. There is no front line for Terrifier 10. And this is what's interesting to me. Because take a look at Super Z, straight to the back line. Take a look at Arashi, straight to the back line. Jenny, straight to the back line.
Let's not forget about the fact that they have a Grok. Grok can just don't care about anything, just walk over to the back lines like you can pretty much see right here as he charges up the power of nature. Yes, he's going to be receiving a little bit of damage, but he can just do a simple thing like that. A flicker into a wild charge. The back lines is definitely going to be decimated. As right now, we do have most of the members from the side of Team Lamar. Most of them are just going to be running away, and a lot of them has been suffering a lot of health reduction already. In the end of the day, it is going to be Terrifier 10 that have managed to find themselves with a win to their name, as they have managed to kill Amal for themselves.
Oh, Super Z really down low. One more hit. Will they use the ultimate snipe? Does not have the ultimate snipe. And Super Z will live again to tell the tale. That was so close for Super Z. Facing off against a 1v1, a simple 1v1. But it all boils down to how fast Terrifier 10 can scale well into the late game. Can they push that late game slightly earlier, though? In the mid lane, though, it does seem like Minjao in a spot of bother right there. No, he's just checking the brushes. A little bit of a brisk walk in the park, so to speak.
Yeah, Terrifier 10 definitely do have the advantage in the early stages. It doesn't seem as though they are focusing a lot onto the Leslie. I would believe why they're doing so is that they just want to suffocate the entirety of Team Lamar. They would want to focus on ensuring that every single one of these lanes are accounted for, and the map is generally gonna be within of their control. And only if they have gotten enough information, then they will gank the gold lane, which is what you're gonna see right here. Divine Judgment just gonna be connecting down onto Hasbulla, bring him down. They're not prioritizing onto the gold laner, they're just trying to go for any kills that they see.
A little bit of a skerfuffle on the top lane, though.
I don't think that the Khalid is going to go down that early.
Oh, but Yuzhong does, though.
Yuzhong does. Kind of seems as though we are looking at a little bit of a switcheroo right here. The rest of the members of Terrifier 10, yes, they may have lost Arashi in the top lane, but they are definitely going to be focusing down onto the bottom lane and immediately jumping onto mid.
They took one for the team, and they are backing off. The turtle is spawning up. It does look like Terrifier 10. They are rotating towards that turtle lane. But Amal just coming back online is going to be rushing there as well. It's a race to see who can take down the turtle first, or who can zone out whom. Minjal, though, is charging up his first skill, getting rid of a little bit of crowd control right there. But Jenny does a little bit of knockup. Team Lamar, it looks like in a better position to contest for this turtle.
Shakir is slowly walking his way. This is a very aggressive approach from the side of Terrifier 10. They're not going to be caring about anything in the meantime. The turtle is not going to be reset. Jenny eventually did manage to get a kill down on Hezbollah, while Shakir slowly walks away from the eyes of Amal. And it kind of seems as though he still managed to get some leeway to tap on the recall a little bit before he makes the final dash. Team Lamar didn't really get much out of that team fight until the final moment where they finally got a kill down onto Jenny. A 1-for-1 trade. A position 3 for a position 5.
Well, I mean, Jenny was a little bit out of position. She was over there all alone, or he, or she. Knowing that Zeph was low, he wanted to finish up the job, but buying so much time for Terrifier 10 in that small little skerfuffle just to kick down that turtle. Terrifier 10 now up ahead in gold by 2K. Needs to look into getting those objectives. You can't just take kills all willy-nilly without realizing that you need to take down these turrets. Objective wins games.
None of the members from the side of Terrifier 10 is really focusing on objectives, like you said.
Oh,
but
the
now,
Divine Judgment.
Once again, getting a kill down onto Hezbollah. The front lines is pretty much gone, and the RWM coming from the Eve is going to be great.
But look at back lines.
Backlines indeed. The Claude just going to be pushing himself over to the backlines and did manage to pop.
Oh!
As well as Zeph all the way down to an all-time low, allowing Terrifier 10 to actually get a great start to that fight. But unfortunately, Team Lamar, they understood their task at hand. They still manages to find the fight that they are looking for. The knockup onto Arashi. Amal as well as Goldilocks will be able to defend for their Leslie. And Arashi unfortunately did not manage to get much value out of that fight.
Oh man, that turned out so well for Team Lamar. Able to defend the Leslie and not letting her go down just that easily. Just buying so much time. And I gotta commend this Amal on this Frederick. Just soaking up so much damage. And when he's built his Garden Helm just now, he is going to be a more effective sponge, just like Scrub Daddy. But right now, will it be Terrifier 10 who overstays their welcome and gets a little bit more confident?
I guess it's all about crowd control for the side of Team Lamar.
Oh, the damage though from Jemmy.
For them. And yes, the damage. It is, of course, the enhanced Scythe that's coming in and coming out of Jenny that eventually did manage to get a kill down to Hezbollah again and again and again. With a total of 4 deaths onto Hezbollah already. Team Lamar definitely is, Team Lamar's frontline is definitely going to have a little bit of problem. At least they still have Amal that is playing as a Fredrin. This guy is definitely going to be pretty darn annoying.
Oh, Shakir
completely bypasses Amal, don't care about him, went straight in for the backline for the Divine Judgment, gets a kill down to Zeph. No more RWM that they are so annoyed about. Jenny's
still
all the way down low. Somehow, Hezbollah takes the kill. And now it's going to be Furious Dive that will be able to send Amal up into the skies. But this floor is littered in red. Team Lamar has managed to come back into the fight and still managed to get a kill against Binjal, Arashi, as well as Jenny, leaving Super Zed and Shakir all alone to try to defend for this Lord, which I don't think that they will be capable of fighting this out at all.
Oh, Shakir stunned up. They will be
still alive?
chasing now Shakir, and one more hit, the ultimate snipe finishes up the job, sends Shakir to the graveyard just for a little bit, and the Lord is in the favor of Team Lamar. Oh man, the Minjal right there tries to zone out and get an easy kill onto Zeph though, and they're trying to find it. They're trying to find out Hezbollah, but Jenny is going to be taken down by Goldilocks, and that is why you pick up the Khalid. So much damage and so much zone potential with those Raging Sandstorms, and out of all of that, Hezbollah finds the easy recall all the way back home Amal, though, dealing the job and putting in the work, soaking up so much damage for Team Lamar. This is by no means an easy match.
Team Lamar, they have a lot of crowd control within of their ranks after all. Terrifier 10 has constantly been able to find the shots and the kills over to the backlines. Take a look at the lineup, or rather, take a look at the stats, right? Zeph, 0, 3, 4. Look at the Hasbulla, 1, 4, 4. The main thing is that Zeph has constantly been taken out time after time after time again. But somehow Mint is always safe. And the very fact that Mint as well as Goldilocks is in the game, the both of them can still deliver a heavy punch over to Terrifier 10. Terrifier 10, if they ever want to be aggressive and jump over the back lines, they have to be very convincing in doing so. And they have to know what they are exactly trying to go for, because they're constantly getting caught out, as we can see right here. As the Arm Offender just going to be connecting on the 2-person, putting Minjal in a really bad spot. He's going to be the first one to be taken down. And now that the front line is taken out, Terrifier 10 have got no other means to just jump over the backlines anymore or even continue a fight.
Oh man, the damage coming from Mint is proving to be a lot more than Terrifier 10 can handle right now. I mean, you know that she bought her Berserker's Fury and the Endless Battle. She is a force to be reckoned with right now, but the damage from Jenny, though, cannot be overlooked. That is a lot. Amal trying to get that Appraisal's Wrap and solidifies that kill. That is the nail in the coffin for Shakir yet again. The Lord is free for Team Lamaze to take, and will they be starting up on it? Yes, they will. Goldilocks over there on the little bit of a zoning or a little bit of a reconnaissance.
RWM. Right now from the side of Team Lamar. Well, we're going to be looking at the Leslie. Did manage to get a single kill for himself as well as the snipe goes in. Did manage to get a kill down to Zed as well. Unfortunately, Arashi is just a little bit too slow when it comes down to the Black Dragon form. He's just not able to put himself over to the backline. He tries to get a little bit closer, but Arashi completely zoned out and unfortunately loses in the kiting battle against Mint. And now with 3-person down for the side of Terrifier 10, the last person, Minjal, he was the first person to be cycled. As such, he walked right in and only to be taken down again. The members from the side of Terrifier 10 is just coming out seconds after seconds after seconds, and they are definitely not going to be coming out of their base to do anything at this point.
Yes, they do need to layer in their team fights, layer in that skills, and utilize Jenny's damage for maximum output. But the fact that Team Lamar is able to protect their backlines, oh my goodness me, it's an easy 5-man kill onto Shakir. Nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Zeph using the Yeve as a utility Yeve is just proving too much for Terrifier 10 to handle. Every time the robot manipulation gets popped off, it will be them who gets trapped in the middle of that zone. And Team Lamar will be capitalizing on this situation. Goldilocks, though, also having so much damage, and this is why this is the Malaysian flavor.
Well, my oh my, it kind of seems as though the Lord was taken down and none of the inhibitor turrets are taken down just yet. However, you definitely cannot count Team Lamar out just yet. Amal casually walked right into the face of on front of Arashi, and he's got a lot of health to work with. This guy is not afraid of anything. As long as he soaked up enough damage, the Appraiser's Wrath is something that you are definitely and you should be afraid of. Look at the damage that Shakir is dealing on Amal. Another catch coming in from Team Lamar. Terrifier 10 has constantly been getting caught over and over and over again. Terrifier 10 realizes that it is time for them to go into the battle, and that is exactly what they're trying to go for. Arashi did manage to get himself to dive down over to the back lines, and that is 4 members down right off the bat, as we do at the Black Dragon form as well as the Blazing Duet that's just gonna be screaming all over Team Lamar. The last person remains is gonna be Amal trying to ride himself right back home as Terrifier 10 wants to go for a quick little push right through middle lane.
Oh man, what a fight from Terrifier 10, knowing that Shakir got caught in the middle. All of the ultimates from Team Lamar are exhausted on just one hero, and that is their window of opportunity to just capitalize on the situation and go in straight for that team fight. Terrifier 10, that was a very, very good fight. Now do that 10 more times and then wipe Team Lamar out. But that is just the Achilles heel. You have a dive composition, so that means that you have to just risk it all. Go in straight ham in their faces and take them all out. You do have the damage from Super Zed. Just wait for your team to just soak up that damage. You need a little bit more shield, need a little bit more defense over the side of Terrifier 10.
I gotta have to say though, Team Lamar kind of underestimated Terrifier 10 in that fight, right? They do have the advantage. They do have a lot of mega creeps coming in, but one thing that they forgot is the fact that they Minjal came out of absolutely nowhere, charging, and of course, displacing a lot of these members. The two backline members from the side of Team Lamar, they are disintegrated. The only one left are going to be the front lines, and unfortunately, Goldilocks have got nowhere to go. The Raging Sandstorm ain't gonna help him. The Quick Sandstorm is going to keep him alive a little while longer. This is creating space. This is buying a little bit more time, but the time that is bought is only a couple of 5 to 10 seconds, and now Terrifier 10, they do have the time to take the Lord, and they have a small little advantage in terms of gold.
Well, Terrifier 10 is in a very, very good spot right now. They have control of the rest of Team Lamar's jungle. They just need to find out easy pickoffs, just like what Minjal did. I don't know if Minjal saw Mint and Zeph in that brush, but he basically just went in, blindfolded, and he just caught two. So that is a lucky draw over the side of Minjal. So that was a really, really good play. Now with the Lord in their favor, they need to be able to freeze that lane, push in all three, and dive again. But remember what I told you, with that dive, it's basically a 50-50 risky play. You need to put your face into the opponent's faces and just wipe them all out. But Team Lamar, they need to find a way to protect Mint.
That was really an all-or-nothing play coming from the side of Minjal. That changed the ties tremendously. So much space has been bought, and now the Lord prepares himself with a quick little charge in the middle lane. The Black Dragon soars right through the sky, and of course is trying to get a little bit of insight as to where everyone is from the side of Team Lamar. But unfortunately, most of them are actually in pretty safe hands. They are pretty close to the core, and they are not interested in jumping together in a disorganized fashion. The best thing that they can do right now is to make sure that Team Lamar gets themselves out of their comfort zone and make a mistake.
Oh, that was such a disciplined play from Terrifier 10. They came in, got what they came for, and got out. It's like a drive-through, going in with that Lord, picking up a Happy Meal, and getting out of the way. And they're waiting for that next Lord. They're just freezing the waves. Just take a look at how well they're controlling the map right now. Terrifier 10 needs to be able to push, like you said, Lamar out of their comfort zones. They need to be able to find them in the jungles, because then they'll be out of the safety of the turrets, and they will be able to make a move. But at any point of time, you need to remember that Team Lamar is a very heavy team fight composition. So when you go all in, it is all in.
Boy, oh boy, how the turntables. Terrifier 10 originally have got a lot of disadvantage, and they have the entire map lost. Team Lamar pushed up to the top lane, and just from a single play, they managed to wipe out the entirety of Team Lamar, pushed all of them out, and then created more space. Team Lamar made a mistake from that point onwards. Or rather, I wouldn't say that they made a mistake, but more of the fact that Minjal made a great play. And from that point onwards, gets the Lord, gets two of the inhibitor turrets, and now we are back on the stalemate. We are back again onto the point in time where we gotta have to look for ambushes. Terrifier 10, Arashi got spotted out.
But on the other side of the map, though, Goldilocks
1-for-1.
Caught out. Oh.
Both of these teams, they have the same idea. They would want to go for ambushes, but fortunately, Team Lamar failed in their ambush, while Terrifier 10 succeeded in theirs. They managed to get a kill down to the Goldilocks, but right now, they gotta be really careful. They can't afford to lose anyone at this point in time, and it kind of seems as though Jenny, with a quick little pop with the Winter Truncheon, as well as a quick little flicker, will be able to get himself away. But unfortunately, there is gonna be a lot of slow going on. Team Lamar pressing the attack. They will be able to get an immortality, just gonna be popped on the side of Minjal, and a quick little true strike, that true damage from the side of Min will be able to bring Minjal down, but unfortunately the cycle begins. Team Lamar now has the advantage because Goldilocks will be back in 5 seconds while Minjal in 25. The front lines of Terrifier 10 is destroyed, and Team Lamar has got a great advantage.
Oh, Terrifier 10, they need to make a decision right now. Give the Lord over to Team Lamar or risk that play and just risk your life over there. They are going to risk it. They're jumping straight to the back line. They're taking out two. They want to look for Zeph. They are going to take down that Lord as well.
Goldilocks!
No! Goldilocks take down that Lord. But for the for the cost of 3 of their own team members. And right now, Amal is safe. He's just making that long way home, that long stride, all the way in that part. But look at that mid lane, though. Goldilocks is going straight onto Super Zed. Will be backed up by Shakir. What a play coming in from Terrifier 10. Although they missed that Lord play, they have full control of the map. If only they're able to cycle the rest of Team Lamar. Easier said than done. The rest of the members are up in 10. Will they be able to take down the rest of that throne?
Oh, no.
Super Zed.
Blazing to it, coming from side of Super Zed, was hoping that he'll be able to get a kill down on Amal, but unfortunately, the Mega Creep is just a little bit too much for them to deal with, and with just a small little creep wave in the middle lane, it's not quite enough for them to deter the aggression coming in from 2 other members and the Mega Creeps. In the meantime, there was a pressure going on in the top lane as well, with the Lord just marching in. Team Lamar realized that this is a Terrifier 10's mistake. As such, they're going to be catching onto Shakir, bring him down, Immortality popped. There's one person down onto the ground for the side of Terrifier 10. Team Lamar regained control of the map, and they are definitely going to be pushing in the middle lane.
Oh, definitely pushing into that middle lane indeed. The lanes are already pushing in. They might be looking in for a end right now.
Oh, Mitchell, not again!
Oh, my
not again! Ladies and gentlemen, Mitchell making great plays, but would they be able to translate this into a great fight? It doesn't seem like it will be, as Mitchell goes down, and the final nail in the coffin is going to be the fact that Super Zed is going to be the last person remaining as Team Lamar goes on a recall spree. What can possibly Super Zed do at this point in time as all 5 members marches into his home?
Very hard. He needs to go in, Blazing Duet, and clear that crease, but Immortality gets popped off. The throne is wide exposed. Shakir tries to clear out those creeps. There's just 1 minion remaining, but all of the members of Terrifier are...
Victory!
After all, then they still have a lot of crowd control in the end of the day. So even if all of them got hit by, all 4 of them rather, got hit by the wild charge, it's not quite enough for Team Terrifier 10 to come in and wipe everyone out.
Yeah, the damage was not coming through as fast as they thought it would.
Unfortunate.
And like Claude is a huge damage dealer, but remember with Golden Staff and Demon Hunter Sword, when your enemies are on low HP, it does take a little bit more to clear them off. You don't have that wipe out from any one of your team members, except maybe Jenny, but Jenny needs to be really in their faces and really needs to layer in those team fights, which they did very beautifully for a few aspects. Always Minjo starting it on with a wild charge. Very, very nice play. I was super, super excited. And whenever we see a wild charge, it was, oh man, it was so, so clean and crisp. But unfortunately, their journey ends here. Thank you so much for an incredible journey for Terrifier 10. Team Lamar, congratulations. You are moving onwards to the grand finals on a best of 5 against the Wonders of Ohio. Actually, they're in Singapore, but I don't know why Ohio.
Yeah,
it's just this meme that we'll never be able to get.
I would never know. I'll never understand. Never.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be taking a short break. Get the teams all ready. Get the teams all prepped up. We'll be seeing you right after this.
truth. You dare the world to listen.
Okay, guys, let me just dial in real quick. How does that sound? Right? Yeah.
Hey, you said it, not me. Yeah. Hey, he knows what I'm talking about.
Tony, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you, really. That's what I'm talking about. All right, I'm out. Thanks for supporting Stream Dream. Catch y'all later.
They were having a huge sale today, so you know I had to stock up on everything. And I came across this amazing eyeshadow, and you guys are gonna absolutely love this look.
It is going to make you glow.
So I'm going to use this one right here.
I am Optimus Prime.
No one can outrun Bumblebee!
OSIM.
SM57, the world's first choice for instrument miking. The SM57 has defined the standard for professional instrument microphones. It is known as the workhorse due to its legendary reliability and diversity of application. Virtually every studio has at least one SM57, and it can be heard on thousands of albums and recordings. The SM57 features a bright, clean sound and contoured frequency response. The cardioid pickup pattern isolates the main sound source while reducing background noise, and will simply record exactly what you point it at, while rejecting sound from the rear. As with all Shure microphones, the SM57 is also extremely durable and can be relied upon time and time again, year after year.
Hello the internet, I'm Phil Gornell, I'm here at the Manchester Central Convention Centre and I'm going to talk to you about the work that I've been doing with Bring Me The Horizon with Alan and Heath.
More beat for you, lying girl, it beats for two, and I've got your love, when I've got the voices.
Always fiddling here. This is Andy, monitor engineer to Bring Me The Horizon. Andy has the pleasure of working every day with our little system here, which you can see. I mean, one of the great things about it is that you can come on a tour like this with a full production of 5D and everyone's got the racks thrown in, and we are one rack, sit nicely so people don't complain too much.
Hey, my name's Andy Wade. I'm monitor engineer with Bring Me The Horizon. One of the main features I really like about it is the RTA analyzer, which works on whatever you PFL on the desk, gives you an RTA reading on the screen, and you can quickly find what's peaking out on the screen there. So any frequencies that peak out on stage, any feedback comes up on your RTA, and you can really get rid of it quickly on the graphic EQ here. So my center wedge here, on a PFL, find some frequencies that are a bit nasty, go to my graphic EQ and see I packed out some stuff there from yesterday's show. So that's really useful.
Okay, so we're here with our nice little footprint here. You can see we're all ready to go. We've got our IDR48 here with all of the inputs and the outputs. Easy as that, already set up with our XLR breakouts. Little lace cable up to the desk, R72.
Another great thing is we've worked with the band with the iPad and MacBook editor software, so the band can actually get their iPads on stage and they can tweak their in-ear mixes themselves, all done wirelessly.
It's been a real comfort to have the iLive system with us everywhere we've gone, just knowing that we're going to get the exact same sound every day for our guys, which is, you know, what's most important and what it's all about.
So thanks for checking us out, and check out Bring Me The Horizon and Alan and Heath.
Okay, Mr. Switch.
Let's do this.
King of scratch. King of scratch. King of scratch. Scratch and mixology. King of scratch and King of scratch and mixology. Took him a beatbox, play what for me? Took him a beatbox. Beatbox, play what for me? Beatbox, play what for me? Beatbox, play what for me?
Kan bisnes kau ni. Tengok ni. Ada bisnes ke? Aku nak naik tinggi sampai ke atas. Bye-bye Pekan Sleepy. Aku akan Gon, apa yang Gon? Part tu, aku masih dekat Pekan Sleepy ni lagi.
Awak owner sini?
Ya, saya. Ini tempat saya.
Sebab tahu tak kat mana saya ni dengan budak-budak saya nak lepak atau stay satu malam ke? Ni.
Ini adalah kawasan pasca peperangan. Penderitaan ini satu kenikmatan.
Right.
Ada fans stop kau.
Even in Pekan Sleepy?
Fans aku bila nak stop aku pula? Stop lah.
Awak sebenarnya boleh dekat. So kita kena buat aktiviti yang relax.
Kita orang Pekan ni semua sleepy.
Aku korang tidur
Bos!
It just means that korang semua dah nak tidur je untuk selesaikan masalah.
Orang bandar ni mugi juga kan? Biasalah. Yang ni special.
What is this now?
Welcome to the world of hardcore gamers.
Kepada sesiapa yang ada heart condition, please hati-hati dengan game yang anda main.
Mantap! Lorang memang mantap! Tahu tak?
Going to see around Taipei and see what it looks like at night. And actually, right, on this bus, you can actually claim alcoholic or non-alcoholic drinks depending on what you like.
Yep.
So, before we start, let's claim our drinks.
Let's go. It's actually nice, guys.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Asia Esports Festival Online, brought to you by M1.
Game GG.
Game GG and is the E.
This time, I ain't helping ya.
My name is Churros, and here is Abstract, just bringing you guys yet another episode of fun dad jokes and Mobile Legends. What two amazing combos can we put together this time around? But the exciting conclusion of Malaysia versus Singapore Grand Finals. The exciting conclusion of the Asian Esports Festival, MLBB, which has been riding over 2 weeks, is going to be here today. A potential best of 5.
I'm just looking forward to all the games that is going to be happening here. You know, if only we'll be able to watch all of these games, have all of these games done within of Element X, I believe that it would have been way, way better. In case you guys don't know what about Element X, it is, of course, a virtual reality shopping mall, or rather a metaverse. We just really get you all to immerse within its malls. And of course, there's a lot of retail shops that's just kind of like within it as well. We do have a esports hotel, or rather they will be having or they already have.
They will be.
Oh,
So
Coming soon, yes.
Coming soon,
Yep.
100 more items.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of like having it virtually, right?
Yep.
You have like the potential to add in so many more
Yeah.
things
There's like
into
a
this
lot,
thing.
man.
There is a lot of new stuff, but I'm always like scratching my head around like how virtual stuff works.
Yeah.
I know like Web 3.0 and the metaverse is coming
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
in this current like generation,
I
right?
can't exactly like wrap my head around it. Like for
Yeah.
Element X, they will have a focused media sport.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have a learning enrichment center. They have MBO, which is the biggest cinema screen in Malacca. That's one
Right,
thing.
right.
There's a gaming/esports hub, which is whether you're a pro gamer or just want to chill with other like-minded players. Element X esports community is a place to be. Basically, that's quite quick description of that. There is an esports hotel, MLBB themed hotel, located in the heart of Malacca.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That is really, really cool.
Yeah, there's a Jumpers Island, Malacca's largest indoor playground in there, and of course Sky Deck, where you can enjoy an unobstructed view of Malacca sights and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So is it up yet right now?
All of these that I said are coming soon attractives, but I believe that Element X right now it should all be up. Is probably set within of Malacca.
Right.
So you don't have to go to Malacca to enjoy Malacca. You can go into Element X to enjoy Malacca.
Oh, so like I can be in Singapore, wear my Oculus or whatever I have
If I'm not wrong,
with the
that,
VR headset.
Yeah, I'm kind of, the both of us kind of boomer, so we probably don't really know a lot about
Actually,
Web3.
is 27 boomer already?
No, actually, we are millennials, but right now it's just a no. It's like a term. No one
I
cares
know
about
he
millennials.
is Uncle Abstract, so like he needs some getting used to all these like technologies that are going on. But I think it's really interesting, like how they're connecting the world through digital mediums, and like we're starting off this with the Asia Esports Festival being online, so you're all watching on your screens. But imagine if like you could be a part of the Land of Dawn, wear your headsets, and they're literally like walking around with the characters as you see.
And
it
then
could be a possibility next time.
Yeah,
like,
and then you're the embodiment of Yi Sun Shin. It will be quite a workout, isn't it?
Oh, then you can use your like Wii U, put on your Oculus headset. You just like.
Exactly. And then if you're Cyclops, you're just like.
Oh, so that's the beauty of Cyclops. You don't need to dash. So every time like Lancelot, you're like. Or like Joy, you're gonna dash around.
Can you
5
imagine
times.
how disorienting it would be if you have to dash in virtual reality?
Oh man, you come to think of it, it's super like. It will be a good workout.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the workout for the rest of your night. And you're only gonna be playing like maybe one ranked game, or like one basically like brawl that lasts like 5 minutes. And you're done.
Okay, so the thing is, right, I have played VR chat before.
Right.
And then there's in VR chat, your avatar, you can just go on, you can just kind of click on something, be it a transport
I did that
or
before,
an avatar. An avatar can have like seats on it. So you can actually mount on the avatar, and then the avatar can just kind of fly you around.
Oh.
Trust me when I say this, you get motion sickness in the game because you are not moving, but you are watching yourself move.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine how ridiculous it would be if you are in Johnson's car?
No, but I think it would be fun. Like it'll be an add-on. You have like the manual drive going on.
Oh
so
my
like you mix
God.
the consoles together. So like once you get on your
Another
last
depth into playing as a Johnson, huh?
Yeah, another depth. Like you're starting off with like your two handhelds first, and then you get on your car. You call for a pause. You get onto your car, and then you start going off, man. I think that would be fun. That would be a cool, like interesting thing. There are like third-person mobile games before. I think it was like Smite.
Yeah.
Smite used to be one.
Yes.
But I don't know if like Mobile Legends are actually, maybe they're trying to do something like that. You know, it could be like technology is like moving so fast, progressing so fast. So we won't really know what's the next updates. And then in the next patch we come in, it's like, okay, yeah, we're introducing the gyroscopic mechanics, bro.
Oh god. Okay, well we are in kind of
Yes,
like in the topic of virtual reality,
Yes.
VR, right?
Yes.
What is the most creative like mechanic if MLBB were to go into VR? So Johnson driving is one thing.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, maybe you have to like do something within your VR space to drive the car. What
Right.
else?
I think like
Yuzhong will be just super disorienting.
I think it'd be super cool. You have like a bird's eye view, like Ryuzhong
Imagine
and
you can
Forza.
actually Yeah, I mean, right now it's just X and Y.
Oh man, Link. You jump onto the onto the cliffs and stuff like that, onto the walls, and just stay there as Ling.
Yeah.
And you're like just acting like like just jumping off. Oh man, I thought that's really cool. Yi Sun Shin will be the worst one. I would think so.
What else can we think of?
Maybe like Roger's wolf form. So like when you turn into a wolf, you have like the blood red vision.
Oh right.
That is super cool.
That would be cool.
It would be cool. It would be cool. Like
what if you're glue?
Oh yeah, like mini
ones, and then you have like a lot of eyes. You can see everything.
That is cool. That is cool. Yeah. Seeing everything at once.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Like Farsa, you don't see at all because you're always blindfolded.
Oh.
You know, while we're having fun, I just want to bring us back onto the topic of like this grand finals. It's gonna be Team Lamar of Malaysia versus the Wonders of Ohio,
which is not in Ohio.
Which is not in
clearly not in Ohio.
What do you think of these matchups? We've seen these two games today. What do you think? Who do you think will come out on top?
Well, this is kind of tough to say, right? Because I mean, just based on statistics, right? Looking at Wonders of Ohio, they have dominated their opponents. Yes, their game number 2 in the semifinals was definitely a little bit more daunting for them, but undoubtedly they still won the game in a 2-0 fashion. While for Team Lamar, we have saw before a glimpse of their weaknesses. We can definitely understand that there's a couple of chinks on their armor, and it's definitely a weakness point. And I think that there could be a possibility that Majulah Singapura will be able to beat them down with those armor cracks.
Well, I'm going to even you out. I'm going to be on the side of Malaysia Boleh right now because I think that the Malaysia side ability to adapt to the situations on the fly and like really having the patience to seek out that right enemies is really immense and impactful to the game. So I think for the best of 5, we might be potentially seeing a really full 5-game series.
We could, yeah.
Yeah. It's really neck and neck right now at this point. But, you know, like brothers in Malaysia and Singapore, it's always like down to like who wants to prove themselves to be better.
Exactly.
So who do you guys think will win in this matchup? Tell us down in the comments section. We won't be able to see your comments, but we will be there in heart and prayer.
Remember, this is going to be a best of 5 series. So we kind of have to watch every single one of these games. If all of these teams, or these two teams, were to give us a marvelous fight all the way from the start to the end, we can pretty much expect that game number 1 will probably be, you know, kind of like testing the waters again, rub each other's shoulders and just really understand how the opponents play, and then we'll be able to get a better understanding and just adapt based on that. You were talking about adaptation, and Malaysians definitely have got great adaptation, as you can see from Team Lamar. Game number 1, straight out loss. Game number 2 and game number 3, or rather game number 2 was convincing.
Yes.
Game number 3 is when their opponents at a point in time, Terrifier 10, started to get an adaptation as well.
Yes.
You know, so they are constantly adapting, constantly evolving throughout the courses of the event, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that coming from Team Lamar. But we also cannot underestimate the power of Singapore, right?
No way.
When it comes down to Maine and Ohio, they definitely show us exactly what they're made of. We have Yon, that as long as the Fanny is available for Yon, we can expect
or even
that
any assassins.
Assassins.
That is the Achilles heel of having like a player who's so comfortable at a particular role. You sort of like can guess, okay, this guy is pretty much going to be playing a assassin. So let's just draft around the assassin. And assassins are basically, if let's say you want them to pick a Ling, all you have to do is pick just counter pick with a Joy, and then the early game is easy pickings for you, right?
Yep.
You just gotta shake and bake him in the early game, and you take the cake in the late game. So that is potentially what the weakness points could be. So then you have to adapt to how wide or how far your hero pool allows you to draft a composition around.
Right.
So that is the challenge for the side of Team Singapore, or not Team Singapore.
Team Ohio.
Team Ohio. I can't even with this meme. I was checking it online, like just a little bit, like made in Ohio. And like it's always having like I know this meme is everything is better in Ohio.
Really?
So like
okay.
So like there was this like YouTube comments that they show like one trick Chos doing like amazing like comeback mechanics and like really flashy moves, and then like the comment section is like, yeah, it's pretty much normal in Ohio. Then I'm like, wait, where did the meme?
Where did the Ohio came from?
Where did Ohio came from? So if you guys know about this Ohio meme or Ohio joke or whatever that we boomers don't know, actually we're like
Millennials.
millenniumers.
Boomenials.
Boomenials. Yeah, we are boomenials. I mean, Big Daddy Churros right here. Daddy, no, Uncle Abstract or Abstract Gong Gong. Just really being so old in this industry, you just need to adapt to a lot of the technologies that's is available.
And all
for us.
of all of the talks and all of the terminologies, abstract Chang.
Oh, Abstract Chang. Abstract ZZ.
I still cannot wrap my head around it. Why? Do you know Daniel Chang, by the way?
Now I know. He said hi to me on stream.
Was that
one
really the
time.
Daniel Chang? Was that really the guy?
I think it was like his friend or his acquaintance was watching, and then he was like, "Hey, don't go, Churros. Daniel Zhang is here. He says he loves you. Don't end the stream just yet."
I actually have like a
hi."
Dan ZZ in the TikTok chat.
Oh, really? You do have a Dan ZZ?
But I don't know if that's the real him.
I think that's him. Like, okay, I saw his Instagram that one time, and like his Instagram was full of like maniacs and savages and 1v5s and stuff like that. So like he is
And he was
much,
playing Glue.
And he was playing pretty much every single hero that you can get your hands on. But like, I think he might be a very, very good player. But we'll just have to wait and see when we cast next time.
Maybe.
But right now,
is he made in Ohio?
Might be skill cap is the average in Ohio. The average skill cap in Ohio is like the rest of the world. Average Ohio? Rest of the world.
Average rest. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
We definitely need to dig out something about Ohio. Wanna go You wanna go Ohio?
No, actually, I was studying in the United States for a while, and my relatives, my aunt and my cousin, they were actually from Ohio. Like I lived in Columbus, Ohio for like 4 months with them, and like living in the suburbs. It's a pretty decent country. It's like, okay, basically to me every city is basically the
beautiful.
same.
It's the same?
It's beautiful, but it's the same. It's basically the same. If you stay in Singapore and you go to New York, after like 1 week, you realize that hey, everything is pretty much the same. It's just the people are different.
Right.
But then I stayed in the suburbs with them because like my aunt lives in the suburbs
Like
in
the
Ohio.
hood.
Yeah, in Ohio, everything's better in Ohio, right? But like what I don't understand is like the suburbs is pretty much like in the United States. It's very drive heavy. It's a very car centric country.
Right.
So you have to drive literally everywhere. So the nearest like eatery, if you have like in Singapore or Malaysia, you could probably maybe not in Malaysia because I've lived in the Malaysian suburbia as well. But in Singapore, you can just come down with your block, go to the kopitiam. That's pretty much about like 3 minutes of your time.
Right.
Your food and come back right up. Right.
Yep.
But in the U.S., the nearest like food stop is basically like a strip kind of scenario. So like you have to drive your way there, park your car, get your food, and then drive back home. It's pretty much around a 1 hour journey to get food, just to get food. And then they have like drive-throughs as well.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
That's
like
very inconvenient.
The nearest like shopping center in US is probably like Walmart or Target. It's probably pretty much a minimum of like 10 to 15 minutes drive. So you pretty much have to drive everywhere. I think Malaysia as well, you have to drive a lot of places. That's like the beauty of living in a city. Everything is like very convenient with each other,
right.
As well. And you're leaving, like, ever since I became a caster as well, like a lot of my friends, they recognize me, and then like,
oh, is it?
Like friends I've never seen for a very, very long time. They recognize me for being in this, and they're like, "Hey, you play Mobile Legends?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just play a little bit." And they're like, "Oh," and literally when I was on stream, and like my day job is like a tutor in a university, right? My students came up, and they said hi, and I couldn't recognize them. And they're like, in class, it's like, "Hey, Joe, I saw you on TikTok the other day." I'm like, "What?" Okay. So like my students are watching me as well. So like it's really like I have to watch myself right now.
Interesting.
And literally, my brother texted me, "Hey Ryan, I saw you on Twitch. You're doing the Asia Esports Festival, right?" I'm like, "Oh man, you can't hide anywhere."
Yeah.
It's very, very small. The convenience though I buy into that. But like everyone knows you can't lay low.
You can't run it anywhere. You know, if you do any bad deeds, you know, things people are coming for you. The popo comes for you. Okay, so watch out. Internet is a very dangerous place.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth. Or rather, watch your fingers. This is the epitome of abstract gong gong already.
Yeah. What are your wisdoms to the fans that are watching right now?
Wisdoms to the fans.
Yes. You gotta put your this one. Put it on here.
Wisdom to the fans. Okay.
I'm building up to a dad joke, right?
I'm building something.
I know you're building up to a dad joke or something like that.
My wisdom of the day is. I don't know.
We lost it.
Yeah, we lost it.
We lost it. Okay. Let's get back to.
I need to think now. I need to think of something right now.
Yeah. Let's get back to Mobile Legends and who you guys think would win, Team Llama or Wonder of Ohio, which is Team Singapore.
Something that go by a lot.
Okay. Yes. Carry on first.
Okay. It's always better to have friends than enemies.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's always better to have friends than enemies.
Oh, wait, I have one. I can top that, okay? It's about friends and enemies, right? Okay. To know who your friends are, start a business. Because you turn your clients into friends easily, then you turn your friends into customers. Okay, and we are back to the draft. Finally, guys. While he thinks about that wise words of wisdom, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. It will be the first pick going on to Singapore Wonder of Ohio on the blue side. The second pick and the second reactive draft is going to be coming in from Team Llama on the red side. It does look like a lot of heroes are going to be situated out. There will be Joy, there will be Wan, there will be Kaja, who's the first one to be off the bat. Joy's going to be taken off. I'm not too sure if Valentina is worth it at this time.
I think that the Team Lamar would ban the Valentina instead.
Yeah.
Because nowadays Singaporeans just don't really ban the Valentina anymore.
No, like I think we can face the Valentina. I think it's not that difficult to go up against a Valentina if you have a dive composition and basically ultimates that are not worthy of taking. But you do need to have like a single target stun. So the Valentina can capitalize on the situation and control the draft in their own favor. So right now, it might look like the Fredrin is going to get banned out. That is basically a Malaysian flavor. We've seen Fredrin a lot, played a lot by the Malaysian teams.
Indeed.
And it has been very, very impactful in a lot of the games. And on Team Lama's side, they counter back with banning out the Fanny. So that is Yon's signature hero. Sammy will be picking out this Wan. Still a very much 100% win rate, or very close to 100% win rate. And in the ban and pick phase, if you don't ban a Wan, it's basically picked.
Yeah, you gotta have to pick the 1-1 whenever it's it's available. Now, at least for the side of Team Lamar, it's practically understandable that they are gonna be picking a Yves for themselves, and it kind of seems as though they like to pick their mage and then their offlaner. So I would believe they're probably I'm completely throwing that out.
No, but understanding how they pick out, yes, the Yves would definitely be one of the priority picks for the Malaysian side, but it does seem like they want to counter heroes. I'm not too sure if Irithel is a good lane counter to Wan. In my opinion, I think a Clint or a Melissa would work much better.
I agree.
Because you have that range battle, you have that true damage that comes through with if you're using Clint as well, and you have the zone out potential if you're using Melissa.
Right.
But picking up that Yves gives you a lot of opportunity to trap them in the middle, and that's where I think Team Lamar wants to put Wonder of Ohio in a very uncomfortable position. So it's going to be a assassin versus assassin way back in season 3 of the MPL Singapore. It's previous couple of seasons, which I really love. I love the assassin on assassin kind of meta.
Actually, Season 3 is tank meta, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It was like the Akai, Baxia, Balmont.
Season 2 and 1.
Season 2 and 1,
yeah. Season 1 is like the marksman assassins, and Season 2 is like assassins and such.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But Mid Ohio is going to be picking up that Valentina, controlling the draft for the side of Team Lamar on that end. Atlas is going to be the first one in the ban pool, and Phovius now they're banning a counter for that 1-1. So knowing this, what will Team Lamar do? Pick out maybe a suppressive hero. You don't have the Kaja. So there are 2 suppressive heroes. We did our research when the cameras are off. It was Baratz and actually Franco. Baratz has Detonus Welcome. His ultimate is actually a mini suppression, if you guys don't know this. So it could be an interesting dynamic right now. Haven't seen Baratz for the longest time, but Franco would be the most solid pick if you want to shut down a 1-1. Oh, okay. This is interesting as well. I mean, if you cannot shut her down, then just block yourself. Yeah, absorb all the damage, and Lolita is one of the heroes to do that.
Okay. Okay, I can understand this. I can understand where this is coming from.
Yeah, tell me your thoughts, B1.
Yeah, when it comes down to the Benedetta, and there are different kind of playstyles when it comes down to Benedetta. It's either you want to win your lanes and completely create space, kill the enemies, then you are looking at a Benedetta with split push as well. Benedetta with execute. It is a very individualistic gameplay. But right now, what I'm seeing from Killua is that he does have Petrify on himself. With a Petrify onto a Benedetta, that would mean that they are looking for team fights. They're not necessarily looking into a lot of split pushes. Yes, they can definitely split push, because the innate ability of Benedetta is that he can split push. With the Hayabusa, they can split push as well. This is a very split push composition. But whenever they need to have a team fight, whenever they need to lock down either one on either number 1 onto the Lolita so that the Numenon Blast does not go off, or to lock down onto the Yve. Because Yve, I don't think that he will be able to run away from a Petrify.
Yes.
He would be petrified. And with one straight line, an entire Petrify plus Electro Final Blow relieves a lot of stress out of Made in Ohio's lineup.
Oh, yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think the double split push strategy coming in from Wonder of Ohio is going to be a tough challenge that Team Lamar has to face, because in the later stages of the game, it's going to be 3 members, the Marksman, Mage, and Roam position, who are going to be rotating together, and then it's going to be Hayabusa and or Benedetta going to be pushing into the lanes. But from the side of Team Lamar, they do have a very balanced lineup. And to be honest, I am all for Team Lamar on this one, because they do have very tanky front lines. They do have a split push mechanism. They do have late game potential and insurance as well. And the early game for them is not too far off from the side of Wonder Ohio. So Team Lamar, very balanced. But ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 1 of a best of 5, the grand finals of the Asian Esports Festival MLBB Championships. Team Lamar versus Wonder of Ohio.
Who's going to be the one to come up on top of all of that? We shall take a look. One thing's for sure is that when it comes down to Marksman versus Marksman, I would believe that 1-1 is probably going to have a slightly little better time than the Irithel. But when it comes down to the EXP lane,
Killua.
makes sense. When it comes down to the EXP lane, it is going to be a Khalid that will be on top of Killua that is playing as the Benedetta. Number 1, Benedetta does not have the Unbending Will. Unbending Will comes in very nicely in the early stages, but when it comes down to Festival Blood, it's more towards the later stages of the game. Team Lamar has got 2 kills ahead of Ohio already, and now it is definitely going to be a little bit tough for Wonders of Ohio to even get themselves back into the game and even try to contest for the first turtle.
Oh man, I mean, in the EXP lane, if you know that the Khalid is building up the high and dry, you don't want to go straight into him gung-ho or solo. You want to wait for your teammates to be in position to give you a better fight, a better chance of winning this. But with the Grok, it clears your lanes pretty much effectively in the mid side, causing you and your mid lane to be able to roam together a little bit more optimally. And this is where Wonder of Ohio, they will be focusing a lot more on the 1-1. But, oh man, Amal on the Ling. Very quick fingers. It does look like Team Lamar is in a better position to zone out that lore. I mean, take a look at the minimap. They are all coagulating in the bottom side right now.
With the Lord now spawning out.
Turtle,
sorry. With the Turtle now spawning out, Team Lamar definitely would have a little bit advantage on top of Wonder of Ohio. Killua as well as Mid on Ohio gonna have to move themselves slightly backwards. It's definitely sad that Mid on Ohio is still at level 3 and does not have the level 4 to steal away the RWM.
Oh man! The execute coming in from Goldilocks.
Yep, he just wants to win the lanes, and that is exactly what Khalid is doing and getting for himself. Win the lanes, and then we'll be able to push the turret so far that the Benedetta can't even create the space that he ultimately wants.
Okay, A little bit of a bushwhack strategy right there. Trying to push the side of Wonder of Ohio up to that goat lane and try to isolate that bottom side turret.
Wow.
For them to easily just take them out. 3 minutes into the game and the first turret of the match is destroyed. It looks like Team Lamar is in a very comfortable position. 3K gold lead, 3 minutes of the game.
A lot more pressure is going to be put down onto the Benedetta. Now, yes, technically speaking, he does have a little more space. Oh, boy, oh boy. Team Lamar has got so much under their hands and they completely destroyed Sammy. And there's just no chance for Wonders of Ohio to come back on top of this. Jay is just stuck in between, not much he can work with. The last thing that he can do is just wait until his power of nature were to go off cooldown in order to walk right out of it.
Oh, and with all that, I mean, Amal survived the aggression from Yon onto his purple buff, and he still has purple buff to take. So that is a small little victory for the side of Amal. On the top side though, Mint really down low, the heavy charge. Oh man, gets him all
I don't think it's enough
Mint
though.
Is able to survive through all of that. The damage is not enough for them, and the counter re-engage from Team Lamar is coming through. Hasbulla is blocking out so much of the damage through from that Cosmo of Tang. And barely makes it out alive, but Team Lamar, they survived that skirmish.
Wonder Ohio is lacking in a lot of damage. Yon is not exactly participating in a lot of the fights that we are originally expecting, and now it finally makes its way in. But in the meantime, bottom lane, we do have the Khalid that once again got another kill down onto Killua. Time and time again, Team Lamar is just going all over the heads of Wonders of Ohio, and Wonders of Ohio doesn't seem to have an answer at all. Every single lane, they are losing.
Oh man, doesn't look very good for Wonder of Ohio right now. Those could be fights that you can't get, but I mean, you are not looking for any fights. But Team Lamar is always on your backs and trying to pin you down. That is a very pick-off play coming in from Team Lamar. And with Goldilocks really farmed up, level 8 as opposed to being in Ohio level 5. Man, the damage, one more hit, and Goldilocks, that range, he just decimated that Valentina.
Could have gone for the flicker a little earlier, and that way he will be able to get out of harm's way from the Khalid. But I guess Wonders of Ohio, they are probably not very confident, or maybe they are not very used to fighting against a Khalid. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, no one, people from Wonders of Ohio just doesn't seem to know how to deal with this Khalid. And like he said, he's so underrated. And now Team Lamar is pulling him out of the sleeves.
Oh, but Lumina Blast from the backline!
Immediately just going to be getting a stun down on Ohio. He is going to be receiving a couple of damage coming from the side of RWM, but he, right after getting out of the RWM, pops his own RWM. It is going to be Yon as well as Hasbulla, both of them taken down, but oh boy. What kind of proxy is coming out from the side of Goldilocks? He sacrificed himself, and I think that is not exactly a very good trade for Team Lamar. Giving one kill over just so that they will be able to get a kill down on Ohio. Goldilocks has got a lot of gold to his name after getting 6 kills, no death. Now that he died once, it is definitely going to give what is in of Ohio a little bit better of time.
I mean, this is their first 2 kills of the game, and this is just because Team Lamar has been a little bit overconfident and diving into the turrets that they know that they can win. But it just needs to buy a little bit more time for Goldilocks to get into position before they start any of this rush skirmishes. But that was a very nicely placed on Blast coming in from Hasbulla. And right now Hasbulla is just a little bit of a friendly standoff with Jay right there. Hasbulla just checking in the brushes, giving a little bit of vision for Team Lamar to get into position. A little bit
Hello.
Yeah, I know you're in that brush. I will be checking that brush, and here I am.
This is the kind of thing that you'll always see when it comes down to higher tier gameplays, you know? Both of these teams knows that trying to get a kill down on the Aroma just isn't that worth it. They will be using too much of their skills and abilities just to bring that one Roma down, and just not worth it. So both of these teams completely ignoring.
Oh, the damage!
Is it really enough? Killua, eye for an eye, got himself right out of the eyes of Goldilocks. But Jay as well as Killua, both of their HP is dropping all the way down to Luminum Plus, just going to be channeled down, but unfortunately not going to be enough to bring any one of these members down. Made in Ohio pops his own RWM just to ensure that Killua will be able to get a quick little recall back home.
What I think is Valentina should try to get that IMU on the Numenon Blast. it will give them a little bit of a better time setting up for 1-1 to shine. And 1-1 needs to find space, find time. But it's easier said than done because Goldilocks is so far ahead of the rest of Wonder of Ohio. I mean, the highest member is Yon with level 9, but on the side of Team Lamar, Amal is already 3 levels ahead of Yon. This puts him in a very comfortable position for those early pickoffs. This is still 8 minutes into the game. The first Lord is going to be spawned up in 50 seconds. You will just have to wait and see how Wonder of Ohio responds to Team Lamar doing the Lord dance and zoning the rest of the members of Wonder of Ohio off out of the way. Mint, a little bit of a cheeky disrespect right there in the Petrify. Might be able to punish him, but he does have that Winner Nature.
Oh! In the end of the day, it is going to be the Goddess Bearer that will be able to effectively bring Mint down. But after all of that, Amal joined into the battle and did manage to go for a refrag and traded Mint out for Killua. So it's not so bad after all to a certain extent. But this also means that Mint will have some valuable time.
Oh, the damage from Goldilocks is a little bit too much. Then Jay can barely makes it out alive.
Should definitely give a lot more respect over to this Khalid. Amal receives a couple of the hits from the side of the Oki Shadow Kill, but with a quick little Tempest of Blaze ought to get him right out of dodge. The entirety of Wonders of Ohio, the only thing that they can do right now is to play as defensive as they can, try to defend all of the turrets that they have left standing,
does seem
and
like
play
Mint,
the long
though.
game.
Mint is starting up with that Lord first, so it's a 9-minute Lord. Once they take it down, we will see a first dive coming in from Team Lamar, and they are very effective in their composition for pickoff strategy. So they sort of like counter Wonder of Ohio's draft where they excel very well if they do split pushes. But I don't see, as of now, Wonder of Ohio, they are playing very defensively. As much as Kaloa is trying to extend the lanes, it does seem like Goldilocks is always right behind him.
Unfortunately, the way that Killua is playing is a very teamfight-oriented Benedetta, right? Having a slightly late game emblem with the Festival of Blood. It would have been better if they actually tried to go for something else.
Lockdown.
That's what we are looking out for, finally, with the Dominant Blast that is stolen away by Mid and Ohio. They did manage to get the 2 kills to their name, and it kind of seems as though we do have Amal. They're just going to be soaring up to the sky with the Tempest of Blaze and immediately getting himself right out of dodge, while the rest of the members of Ohio is getting very low. Team Lamar, they're definitely starting to lose a bit of their skill, especially since Wonders of Ohio did such great initiation. We're starting to see a little bit of a glimpse of hope for Wonders of Ohio.
Wonders of Ohio, I think they are trying to play it to the late game, trying to drag that timer out.
Definitely.
Just for a little bit more. Killua needs to get out of harm's way as quickly as possible because he is really underfarmed at this moment. 0-3-2. He needs to find a way to be able to farm up effectively and split push to give a little bit more pressure to the side of Team Lamar. I mean, it's 11 minutes in. The 3 Tier 1 turrets from the side of Team Lamar still standing. Hasbullah already doing so much work, zoning out the rest of the members of Wonder of Ohio. But there was a very good Luminon Blast coming in from Made in Ohio. Oh, Yarn really deep in and taken down by Amal. That was just a one shot. Once he finishes off his Uigi Shadow kill, Amal just there.
One shot, 1 kill is what Lamar is trying to go out for. RWM is bombed, but that is going to just be a zoning tool. But it kind of says, wait, the Petrify didn't. Oh, the Petrify didn't come up coming from the side of Killua. Did not petrify Zeph out of his RWM, unfortunately. A-Ball getting a little bit ahead of himself. Literally just went into the base with his Tempest of Blaze, but at least he did manage to get himself away.
Well, in this first game, it does look like Team Lamar has this hyper-aggressive kind of disposition that they're trying to push Wonder of Ohio in a very uncomfortable position all the way through. And they're winning their lanes. They're winning a lot of these team fights, but they need to be able to draw themselves back out of harm's way, out of the safety of Wonder of Ohio's turrets. Don't take fights underneath Wonder of Ohio's turrets. Just try to get them to come out. Apply pressure to a lot of the lanes, and this is where Jay just trying to give vision to the rest of Wonder of Ohio. Now they're siding up. There's 3 men Blast onto 3.
Onto 3, amazing. Well, Hasbulla just gonna be right in front of the enemy's lines. Unfortunately, the shield is not gonna be doing much as Sammy soars in the sky with a great crossbow of tank, getting himself a double kill. Yon moves over to the back lines, getting himself his own double kill as well, putting Team Lamar to shame with 4 members taken down. And Wonders of Ohio now has got the advantage, and they got the control of the Lord. And I'm pretty sure that they will be able to convince the Lord to fight for them in the next 14 minutes time. 14 seconds.
Goldilocks is all alone right now, just trying to buy as much time for his team to come back online. But it does look like Wonder of Ohio has other problems. Minions are already pushing into their tier 3s, and the bottom lane tier 3 at half health. Team Lamar is still in the battle. This is the first time that Wonder of Ohio, their economy is up and ahead of Team Lamar in the entirety of this 13 minutes game. The first Lord is spawning in. 3 lanes needs to be pushing in straight. Just need to watch out for Goldilocks engage. And right now, the Sandstorm is being popped up by Goldilocks. Oh, Yamal.
Doesn't have a lot of health left, but at least he will be able to go back home. Unless Yon can find him just right in the nick of time. Oh, the shurikens! Oh, he tapped the shurikens. It went over to the neutral creeps instead. Oh boy, they could have gotten something out of all of that. The Lord has already been destroyed, and really unfortunate for Wonders of Ohio. They could have gotten a lot more value out of that.
Main Ohio has Numenon Blast at the ready. It is their turn on the attack. Team Lamar looking to defend, but oh, look at that backline though. Yon really straight deep into enemy territory, but biting off more than he can chew. Gets taken down by Goldilocks. Oh, Killua in a spot ball right there. Aim on the backside though.
Nope, not quite enough. He should be able to get himself away right out of the hands of Wonders of Ohio. The rest of the members from the side of Team Lamar is giving a chase onto the rest of the members from the side of Wonders of Ohio. Sammy actually dealing quite a lot of damage on Goldilocks, but unfortunately that will be a quick sandstorm coming in from Goldilocks to get himself right back into the fight.
Oh, that was a little bit of a misplay there from Yon. I knew that he needs to take down Mint, and Mint is the main condition for Team Lamar. The main damage is dealt by Mint, especially in this stage of the game. 15 minutes in, we are back to square one. 47k gold lead. Actually not gold lead, 47k gold for each team. And right now, Team Lamar is looking to do a split push strategy where Goldilocks is going to be hiding. Actually, he's not split pushing, he's just hiding, he's just patiently waiting. This is what Malaysia is famously known for. Just waiting so that Wonder of Ohio does not have a clue what will happen next. They need to have vision on the rest of the rushes coming in, but Killua, oh, seeking out Goldilocks, almost taking him down with no help at all. But Amo's there, quick to back up. This is the 3-2 men composition coming in from Team Lamar. Next Lord is coming up in 10 minutes. Jay trying his best to zone the resting members of Team Lamar out of the way first.
Receiving quite a lot of damage here. Team Lamar ultimately wants to zone everyone else out, but the pokes onto Jay is definitely going to be a little bit annoying for Jay. He doesn't have a full health to go into the next fight. The entirety of Team Lamar, they're preparing themselves. Jay is not ready for this. As the stun lands on top of Jay, Goldilocks misses his Desert Tornado. And Hasbulla charges onto the Numenon Blast! He's gonna go straight in, and that's gonna be a stun on the 2-person, but unfortunately there will be a counter invade coming in from the side of Jay. Immediately going for the wild charge. There's Amar as well as Min. 2 of the main damage dealers coming from the side of Team Lamar that's already defeated, as Team Lamar, they have went a little bit way too deep after all of that. Sammy did go down himself, but the main thing is, the jungler from the side of Team Lamar is already dead, while Yon is still alive. And let's not forget about the fact that Benedetta is still in the game. He can potentially go for the split push. Yon was so close, yet so far, the Lord is not going to be attempted by either one of them. They're just going to be focusing onto the turrets. And top lane, auto pushed out.
Oh, but Sammy though, this stage of the game, he's doing so much damage. Give him so much time, and if you don't seek him out, if Hasbulla doesn't land the Numenon Blast right directly onto Sammy, but I mean, it's to no avail anyways, because Sammy is easily purifying his way out of there. So what you want to do is just try to focus fire on Sammy. Sammy's the only one who's able to take the rest of Team Lamar down. Every single time his crossbow tang pops, it's 1 or 2 members from the side of Team Lamar going to be sent to the graveyard.
Eventually, the members of Wonders of Ohio is definitely going to try to get even more control around Lord's bid. As much as possible, trying to gain more control, trying to flush everyone of the side of Team Lamar away. Hasbulla definitely does have the Numenon Blast back. Wonders of Ohio, they should definitely know about that as well. The main thing that we should be looking out for is the split push potential coming in from Wonders of Ohio. The longer that this dance will take, the better it is for the Vendetta as it pushes things out. But it kind of seems as though Killua is not too interested in pushing out the lanes at all, as the bottom lanes was completely neglected. Wonder of Ohio, they're putting a bit more concern in the bottom lane and the middle lane instead.
This is just a typical split push strategy where Killua is just trying to buy time for the rest of Wonder Ohio to get into position. But Team Lamar, they are already in that position. You have someone like Amal who's able to jump onto walls and get into the Lord Pit.
Good poke
when
though.
needed. It's a very good poke. Real manipulation, trying to zone the rest of the members out of the way. Does, just for a little bit. But where is Made in Ohio? Where is Valentine? Valentine is nowhere to be seen. Killua really deep into enemy territory, but Team Lamar takes that Lord and gets back on the retreat. They're trying to freeze the lanes now. Best thing they can do right now is try to freeze all 3 lanes. Once the Lord pops up, go in all 3. Hands raising, guns blazing.
I mean, Wonder of Ohio, they did lose in the zoning. Team Lamar outpoked Jay, and Jay have got nowhere else to go. His health wasn't enough for him to soak enough damage as compared to what Hasbulla is capable of. Can't do anything except to run back home. As such, Wonder of Ohio have decided the best course of action for them is to just give up the Lord and try to defend the Lord and 5 other members underneath the turret zone. So this is going to be the final chance for Wonders of Ohio to get themselves back into the game as the Lord creeps and marches slowly onto the base. That is going to be the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane destroyed, while the Numenon Blast is only going to be hitting down on the Killua. Sammy is still in the fight. He's done managed to get a kill down onto Hasbulla, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be in the air anymore. He does have Wind of Nature, and he's going to be A-OK so far. 3 members down from the side of Wonders of Ohio, while Team Lamar only have got 2% down. Amal still in the game and still going to be focusing on the core. A few strikes to go, and that is going to be the
Victory!
To Yon, he really held out his own, as well as Sammy though. Sammy really played his cards right very well. But that last skirmish though, he was really targeted hard. But the Team Lamar did a very good job forcing in that Wind of Nature. Once it's popped off, you know that 1-1 is exposed, and that is your window to attack. Once you attack 1-1, bring her down, that's pretty much it. You win that game.
It is really unfortunate, I gotta have to say, for the side of Wonders of Ohio. They kind of have a game plan in mind, but they kind of lost everything in just the laning phase. They are unable to execute what they really wanted to do, and they definitely want to go completely neck and neck against Team Lamar. But Team Lamar, Goldilocks is just dominating in the lane. He's just doing whatever they could, and the opponent just doesn't have the answer to that. Sammy doesn't have a very good idea as to how is he supposed to be beating against Goldilocks, even if he goes up to the sky with the crossbow tank. All this guy gotta do is just be on the ground, absorb all the sand, and basically nullify the entirety of the ultimate that Sammy tried so hard to get.
Yeah, 100% agree. And the Lolita, though, was a very good pick from the side of Team Lamar. Just basically just standing there once, if a hero is picked off by the crossbow of Tang, basically Lolita just shoots the rest of the team members and just focus fire on that Lolita. Every single time there is a stack on that shield, she's able to negate some of that damage and throw that back out. This will be the second game. It's still pretty much 4 games left. But, you know, Wonders of Ohio, they have their work cut out for them. Team Lamar will be the ones to be in the first pick position. Joy will be taken out. That's a very, very fair strategy going in. You don't want to deal with a Joy. Don't want to deal with those annoying mosquitoes coming through. 1-1, my personal favorite hero is going to be sitting in the ban pool right now. She really likes egg fried rice. She can go get some egg fried rice after that. Yeah, I mean, you don't know the voice line of 1-1?
No.
Egg fried rice, egg fried rice.
I didn't know that.
Because you don't play 1-1.
No, I don't.
Because you like only Benedetta. But
I play EXP laters.
Yeah. But you know, okay, Kaja is getting banned out. Fanny is getting respected from the side of Wonders of Ohio.
Wonders of Ohio, yes.
Wonders of Ohio. It's confusing. Wonders made in Ohio. Yes. But what's open is Valentina, Leomord, maybe the Yves is also open. It's something that they always pick. Fredrin as well.
Oh, Fredrin, yes.
Fredrin for the Malaysian team is always a go-to. Like, it's something that you can rely on, especially when you try to extend the game into the late game. But, you know, Wonders of Ohio, they've been in this position before.
I think Valentina
handle this. Oh. It will be the Yves because the Yves is basically used just for utility. And utility Yves is extremely scary. Once you are there, your presence just slows down the rest of the other teams. And it's, to me, I think Yves is a little bit of a broken hero right now. Your second skill does 70% slow. If you couple that with Ice Queen 1, that brings it up to 90%. So once you're caught in the middle, you're basically unable to escape unless you have a dash.
It's technically speaking a stun at this point in time.
It is basically a stun. But Killua is going to answer back with the Fredrin. They want to deny the Malaysian team.
Very safe. Oh, okay.
Taking in the Ling yet again. He's very confident with this hero. It's sort of like his signature pick. If I see Yon, I always think of Ling.
If you see Ling, you think of Yon.
Yeah. But not like Yon, like, oh man, it's going to get boring. Yeah, but like, you know, okay, you get what I mean.
I get what you mean.
Okay.
We're going to be focusing on to the second and the third pick coming in from the side of Team Lamar. They do have the mage that's already done and dusted. So looking at the fact that they're fighting against a Fredrin, I was originally expecting to see a Lapu Lapu. But what they have gone for us is going to be a Carmilla. So apparently Carmilla did manage to sneak out of the banning pool. And this time Team Lamar will be deciding to pick the Carmilla for themselves. The Carmilla is very likely going to be the Roma. So we've got the Rome, we've got the Gold, and we've got the mid. Lapu Lapu is understandably going to be the next pick coming in from Team Lamar, but I don't think the Wonders of Ohio will want to ban that.
That's basically the Atlas spot right here. If
Typically.
they pick up the Atlas, they pick up the Valentina, they might not ban the Atlas. They want to take in the ultimates from Atlas. Or actually, it doesn't make sense because Hasbullah. Okay, so Hasbullah on the Carmilla is able to flex into
Carmilla can go EXP. It's fine.
Or core, right? Can play
core,
EXP, core and roam position, so a very, very flex pick. But what intrigues me is this pick right here. The Khalid is going to be taken off and sent to the bench just for this game. They are going to be respecting this Khalid a lot. They don't want to deal with it.
They do not know how to deal with it.
They do not know how to deal with it.
Your team is picking.
Just don't give him the farm that he so desperately needs. But I mean, if all else fails, pick out a counter pick for this hero for Khalid. Ooh, Sammy is going back to his basics. I've seen him play this a lot in his stream sometimes. Like, he always picks out this Irithel. It's very comfortable for him. But, oh man, I think Team Lamar is picking out all these heroes that managed to sneak out of the ban pool. Ooh,
I completely forgot that this hero existed. Completely forgot that this hero existed. Let's be honest here.
I'm really, really intrigued as well. It's been a hot minute since I saw a Karina doing massive amounts of damage, but will it be a tank Karina or will it be a damage Karina? I knew like tank Karina was in the meta for some time.
Right.
But then it does seem like a damage
Karina to me
will be able to melt them down from that backlines. Judging by what they have right now, they do have two very divey heroes, the Karina as well as the Yu Zhong. Dive straight to that backline, take out Sammy, take out Made in Ohio, and your life is pretty much a nicer, a more pleasant life for you to hit front and back because you buy so much space for mid. And it's down to Yon whether or not he can take down Beatrix. And whoa, Jay with the Rafaela, another pocket pick coming out from Jay.
Okay, definitely something that I did not expect. So here's the thing, right? We have a babysitting service coming in onto the gold lane.
Babysitting service,
yes,
I like that, yeah.
Sammy is definitely going to be babysat the entire time by Rafaela. So the roaming is not exactly going to be a roaming trio anymore. We're just going to be looking at Valentina as well as Ling together most of the time. And I would generally say that the early game for main Wonders of Ohio is weak. The early game is definitely gonna be slightly weaker here, especially since we're looking at Ling. It will take some time to go online. We're looking at a Valentina. Yes, early game is not bad, but you still need to farm things up before you even get level 4, and that is where you're starting to get a little bit scary, I must say. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Team Lamar were actually to go and invade the jungles of Wonder of Ohio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 2. Team Lamar on the blue side right now, and Wonders of Ohio is going to be on the red side. Does seem like Jay is using the first skill mechanic, the new mechanic, just trying to check for a little bit of an intelligence reconnaissance duty for the side of Jay right now. But once Amal gets his buff, let's be sure, he's going to be showing a lot of aggression in the opponent's jungle. This is how you play the Karina, but Yon, he knows that this is going to be happening. Early rotations coming through.
The purple buff is very easily going to go to the hands of Yon. There's not going to be any form of contest there. But in the middle lane, the contest is going to be there instead. Jay, actually going to be focusing onto the middle lane instead of trying to go over to the gold lane to assist Sammy. So at least in the early stages of the game, it kind of seems as though Wonders of Ohio knew that their early game was definitely going to be weak. As such, they have decided to put the Rafaela together with the roaming trio instead of just keeping this guy down in the bottom lane. And I do respect the decision. I do like that.
Right now, Goldilocks just protecting his own jungle, just seeking out a little bit of information for his own team, knowing that Yon is already on the top side. Amal might have an easier time in that bottom lane, but Sammy is playing it really, really passively.
You gotta.
As an Earthel, I mean, your only time where your power spikes are hit is when you get a Berserker Fury and maybe a Windtalker, but other than that, your damage is pretty much on the low end of the spectrum. And you have to have a lot of time and space to be able to be effectively farmed up. From the side of Team Lamar, already rotating into that turtle.
Yeah, right now, Team Lamar's lineup, they are the one that can be the reactive one. They are the one that can be the aggressive one. While Wonders of Ohio, the only thing that they can do right here with their current lineup in the gold lane and the EXP is to react based on Team Lamar. So Team Lamar, the only thing that they gotta do is just play their own game. Play their own game and do whatever they want. Wonders of Ohio is the one that would need to react based on what Team Lamar is trying to do. And it seems like the first reaction here from Wonders of Ohio is down over to the bottom lane by executing the Beatrix.
Oh, that was a decent trade, if I say so myself. Wonder of Ohio take down that Beatrix in exchange for that turtle towards the side of Team Lamar. But at the cost of being very aggressive in Wonder of Ohio's own jungle. Team Lamar needs to find a way to be able to capitalize on that early game damage and the early game sustainability. With a Rafaela, before she gets her favorite, the heal and the movement speed coming up is a very interesting kit. You are able to seek out intelligence from the brushes with the first skill. You are able to have a little bit of the burst potential, but it does look like Team Lamar is trying to even out the scoreline just for a little bit. Hezbollah babysitting service onto mid right now.
Not too surprised about that. Goal lane, I'm expecting a bit more babysitting, but Wonder of Ohio is not exactly doing that. It's kind of like helping the Valentina to actually clear out the waves in the middle lane more efficiently, making sure that Zeph would take a little bit more time before he can start roaming around. Goldilocks, is it a time that he will be taken down just yet? Doesn't seem like it will be the way just yet. He is. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. He's still alive with just a sliver of health to work with, and he's just gonna get a quick recall back home. In the meantime, middle lane, Amal takes one.
Man, that was a very good distractive play from Team Lamar. I mean, the Goldilocks, he knows this Yuzhong in and out. He just went in Black Dragon form. He knew he was going to survive. He went out of the map. He came back in because Yon was just a little bit too underneath the turret. He didn't close or cancel his Black Dragon form until he knows the coast is safe. The coast is clear. The second turtle coming back in, Amal in a very good position to contest for this turtle. The pull for this turtle dance is coming up. They might use this as a distraction because Wonder of Ohio, the rest of the team members are here. There's 5 members on that bot side. The top side though, Killua, he left the turret open. Oh, the damage coming in from that snipe from Beatrix though.
That's a huge yikes. Absolutely huge yikes. Wonder of Ohio, they did manage to take the turtle for themselves though. Definitely not not what I was expecting. I thought that Team Lamar would be the one that have a little bit more control in the map and even try to take the turtle for themselves, but that doesn't seem like it would be the case.
But if you analyze the situation, taking down that gold plating from that top side turret really gives you a lot more gold as compared to that turtle. You take 200 gold if you're in the turtle. If you take down the entirety of that gold plating, that gives you roughly around 350 gold in total. So you want to hit that 5 minutes, you want to take down that gold plating before that 5 minutes mark. And right now, Team Lamar sizing up for what potentially could be a skirmish underneath the turret. The room manipulation gets popped up. Jay caught in the middle.
The aggression
from the flank.
Oh, doesn't seem like Wonders of Ohio. None of them is going to be taken down just yet. Team Lamar is the one that tried to go on to the aggressive, but to no avail.
Yon taking it really slow, just farming up. He knows that he needs to hit his power spikes. Wind Talker needs to be built up. Maybe even an endless battle. Just a little bit more true damage every time he uses his dash and hit skill. But that remains to be seen right now. It's a very slow paced tempo as opposed to the first game that we watched just now.
A lot of these turrets are still going to be up and standing. Both teams are really trying their hardest to shove the waves out in order to bring either one of these turrets down. But it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. Jay is relatively fragile. As a support roam, you can't exactly do much when it comes down to opening up maps. The only thing you can do is go for that retribution, not retribution, but you know, the first skill. Let's go for the first skill to just open up the brushes, not face check the brushes.
Oh, Team Lamar, they look like they are going to be on to aggressive. Catch Jay in the middle. You do have your roam manipulation. It gets
the links.
up. Oh, lane coming down. Yon.
3 men completely linked out by Camilla's ultimate. Wonders of Ohio, they have no choice but to back off immediately after that amazing link by Hasbulla. Team Lamar picks up yet another one onto the side of mid in Ohio.
On the bot lane though, Beatrix.
Oh, wow. All around the map and all across the place. Team Lamar is just winning tide after tide again.
Can we have a look at the itemizations real quick to see how far these teams are building up themselves? I think a Blade of Despair is built. Sammy just built up his Berserker's Fury, so his damage will be coming in shortly. But Yon is going to be on the run from that dragon, chasing on him from behind, just zoning him out of the way. That's okay. We're going to take that turret, and we're going to be safe. You don't want to commit him to anything, but Mint, though, the damage from his sniper is starting to show. Oh, man. Wonder of Ohio has their work cut out for them. They need to find a way to that backline. They need to find a way back to Mint.
It is, after all, going to be Maiden and Ohio that will be able to try to steal Camilla's ultimate away. Linked onto 2. Killua jumps right in onto the front line, and he will be able to assassinate Amal. And it doesn't seem like the rest of the members from the side of Lamar will be able to hold down the front long enough, as Wonder of Ohio did manage to completely disconstruct the entirety of Team Lamar. getting 4 kills for themselves, leaving Mint all alone.
Closing in the skill gap, they're closing the gold gap just a little bit, just punishing them for being too close underneath their turret range. They thought they could dive them, but yeah, let's take a look at itemizations right now. Bear of Despair is being built up. It might be a Hunter Strike going in for that Beatrix. 6k gold ahead of the rest of the team. So the rest of the team is funneling all their resources onto one Beatrix, putting their eggs into one basket. But this Aerithal is not yet too far. It does have that 2-car item, but Jay caught in the robot manipulation. Nothing can do, gets decimated, annihilated, goes down. Being a little bit too close, punishing her for coming into their home.
Absolutely melted down by the Karina. It is going to be a mage Karina after all. Anyone that actually makes it close to Karina is undoubtedly going to be receiving a heavy chunk of damage out of their health pool. Team Lamar, even though they did manage to lose in the previous round and the previous fight, they are definitely still trying to get themselves back into the fray. They would want to gain more control of the map, and that is exactly what they're trying to do. Zeph hiding in the brushes and trying to make sure that they will be able to do a good job here. Goldilocks just going to be hiding within one of the brushes, and he is going to be emerging as a dragon as he lands right on top of Sammy as well as made in Ohio. But he's going to be doing a very good job in zoning everyone else out. Unfortunately, Wonders of Ohio, they are going to be the one that still sees the control of this game. Despite having 3% taken down, they will still be able to at least bring Yawn down.
We're back to square one. Both teams have the same amount of economy. Wonder of Ohio, they are in a better position to take down this Lord, but it does not look like they are going to be touching this Lord just for now, because Yawn is sitting in the graveyard. But at the same time, Lamar is on the defense right now. Everything is still pouring onto that Beatrix, and Beatrix's damage, man, we can't write them off yet, because Mint is going to be a monster in the late game. Whenever Yawn comes close, let's be sure. Oh, but Taunt comes in. Killua almost chasing down Hasbulla. Hasbulla manages to stay out alive. Zeph zones the rest of them out with the second skill. The slow is really starting to show.
It's definitely not a problem for Team Lamar just yet. Team Lamar, they do kind of lose out when it comes down to opening up brushes. They don't really have a very good control of the map. Wonders of Ohio just going to be hiding, waiting for a perfect ambush on the side of Team Lamar. Well, I believe that him just appearing like that is just going to be a bait. Wonders of Ohio, they're not taking the bait just yet. They're still going to be hiding, waiting for the perfect time. Resurface themselves just by a little bit. Jay, receiving a lot of damage. Look at that, a crazy amount of damage just from a single shot on Nibiru. He's got to be really careful though.
He's forced out that flicker. Jay needs to play it safe, needs to stand way back, just protecting Sammy, giving him that boost of speed, that boost of confidence. Hasbulla, once he lands a nice blood packed around, but hold on a minute now. Killua coming down really closely. Everyone has their ultimates. And out of all of this, Amal at the back, just waiting for the right time to flank. They know that they need to dive. And come to think of it, it's a dive composition against a dive composition. Hasbulla checking the brush, gonna get a little bit punished for it. But the Lord is still not going to be started up yet. 12 minutes into the game, this is going to be the famous Lord. Both teams are at a Mexican standoff.
Amal was last seen in the top lane though. Wonders of Ohio may want to prepare themselves for this. If they would want to go for the Lord, they can essentially do so, but they gotta have to be really careful as to where Amal is right now. It's been quite some time since they last seen Amal in the top lane. Fredrin did manage to make his advances to the top lane just to defend a little bit, and Wonders of Ohio is literally spread out very thinly. As such, this is going to be a great start for Team Lamar, and they're just going to be immediately jumping right into the side of the J. He did manage to pull off the Holy Baptism, but that's not going to be doing much. Amal right on the back lines. He's just going a little bit on the back to front. He did manage to get a kill down the main in Ohio, however, not the rest. He sacrificed himself for one person, but at the end of the day, it is still going to be a wonderful trade for Team Lamar as they manage to bring 2% down only for one. Mid pushes on to the middle lane, brings down the outer turret in the middle lane, and focused onto Killua. That is another kill. For Team Lamar, they've got a control of the map with all of the outer turrets destroyed, and they could even try to go for the Lord if they so desperately want.
They're looking to take down that bottom lane turret, just finish that off. Just right there, off on the receipt, just to check that in their checkbox. But without Amal, they will not be starting off this Lord. They are going to be playing that conceal play to slow and seek out Sammy. Mint!
Oh, what?
What is he doing?
Mint?
No, don't go too close. You don't want to be in too deep. The Wind of Nature is being popped off, but that was a nice bait, if I say so myself. Just pulling Yawn way too deep into their own clutches, right into the clutches of Team Lamar. Manages to take him out. This is the perfect time to contest for this Lord.
Damn, was that Testament of Blaze, was the Testament of Blaze really needed? Would have been a kill onto Min regardless. But unfortunately, I think that, Yawn wouldn't have done it if he didn't have to do it anyways. So Wonders of Ohio now not having a link for themselves. Team Lamar will be having the advantage. And such, they're just going to be jumping on top of Wonders of Ohio. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's all going to be smooth sailing for them, as they have already lose Amal. They do not have the retribution anymore. But the rest of Team Lamar is just going to be jumping themselves around the side. All Wonders of Ohio getting a kill onto two of the other players. Yawn is finally jumped back into the action. Zap's HP is dropping all the way down low. Yawn breaks him down effectively. It's 2% down from the side of Team Lamar. But one thing that you did not expect is that Team Lamar is actually not focusing on kills. They're actually focusing on the objectives. The rest of the inner turret, which is the middle lane ones, has been destroyed by Min, and the top lane one, well, practically gonna be under siege.
There was a very disciplined play coming from Team Lamar, knowing that Amal was gonna be starting off that fight. Goldilocks, what he did was went for Sammy. That is his target and that is his prey. The dragon is gonna take down that wolf at all costs. He's going to be laying his life on that line, but with Yawn there, it's going to be tough on this Retribution battle. Yawn, Amal takes down Retribution, it takes down Yawn with it as well. A 2-for-1, a 3-for-1 with Kilowat coming a little bit too close. And Jay, can he run from Goldilocks? Oh, Goldilocks is going to be backing off. This is so disciplined, Abstract. Man,
very.
Team Lamar came in with that drive-thru, took down that Big Mac, taking in such a nice meal, a happy meal. 3 men, or actually 2 members, and that Lord on their side marching down in that bottom lane.
Definitely do appreciate Min starting in the fight on the Lord just for time being. And they also have the discipline and knowing that they need Amal to come in with the retribution. They probably also knew and expected that Yawn will be coming in to try to steal for the Lord, so they timed it together. Min timed it together with Amal and waited for the perfect time to eventually bring the Lord down together. Otherwise, this would not be the result that they are gonna get. Top lane is gonna be slightly pushed up by Min. He's all alone, and would that be good for him? So it turns out, with a quick little flicker, he's gonna be A-OK and out of danger. Well, now Amal moves himself, get a kill down to Killua. Amal himself doesn't really have a lot of HP to work with. Goldilocks as well. Most of Team Lamar can't focus and they can't continue this fight. Or maybe they can. Not exactly sure what is exactly in their mind, but the main thing is the middle lane and the bottom lane inhibitor turret is already destroyed. The next thing that they're gonna have to do is focus one down onto the top lane, and it kinda seems like the Barren Wasteland will be spelled for Wonders of Ohio.
Team Lamar still in the base of Wonders of Team Lamar is still in Wonders of Ohio's base. But they are slowly backing off. They know that they came in, took what they could, rampaging Wonders of Ohio's village, and just going back, continuing and optimizing their farm. This is extending their lead just for a little bit. They are very objective oriented, and they are not kill hungry, which is what I like about this team. And every single time that there is a skirmish onto Mint, the rest of the team is coming in, guns blazing. Exactly. No, don't touch my Mint. Don't touch my Beatrix. This is what I really like about Team Lamar. On the other hand, though, Wonder of Ohio, they need to be able to layer in those team fights. They need to be able to get Yawn in a good position, but the conceal play comes running through Hezbollah.
Is this a play? Is this a play? As Jay and Killua, right now both of them is completely out of location, but at least Killua does have a flicker to get himself out of that. Jay, being the support roam, does not have anything that can help him get out of all of that. No flicker as well. 0-6-8 is the current scoreline for Wonders of Ohio. The rest of the members will be making their way together with the creep waves.
It will be a very slow game right now, but Team Lamar, an effective zoning team, just pushing Wonders of Ohio away from their own jungle. There is no way Wonders of Ohio is able to farm up at all, even without Team Lamar's wave pushing in. But Killua Oh, soaking up so much damage. Mint is coming through.
That's not
Will
good.
get taken down though. Mint with the legendary yawn. He should not commit into anything. It's a little bit of a glass cannon right there.
Completely cycled out. Oh! Bursted down into pieces. Wanderers of Ohio now have got no answer whatsoever. They can't do anything against Team Lamar. The Lord marches in the middle lane. They do not have Yawn. They do not have Killua. The Lord will eventually make his presence known in the eyes of Wonder of Ohio, with all of the lanes pushing in one at a time together in tandem. What exactly can these three members do against this large push?
Oh man, Goldilocks taking zoning out to
Sammy?
the next level, going in. Elmo going in straight for a mate in Ohio, but to no avail. Won't be able to because.
Victory!
Onto whatever that the opponent is trying to do, which is eventually leading up to a kill onto Killua. After Killua is dead, only then they went for the Lord. There's a very big difference, right? If whether the entirety of Team Lamar goes for the Lord after the death of Jay, or they go for the Lord after the death of Killua. So they have an idea what they're trying to go for and how they would want to take the Lord.
Right, I definitely agree with you 100%. They are able to layer in a lot of the team fights or the potential aggression coming in from Wonders in Ohio. And almost all the time, Mint was always nowhere to be seen, always in the back line, very safe.
Yes.
We are going to be jumping straight into that draft, but Abstract, I want to tell you something.
Yep.
Like, I think Yves is actually making a stomp in this game. Like, a lot of the times, Yves was always there trying to zone the rest of the members out, even though her real-world manipulation has been nerfed to like a 5x5. It's not really used to kill anyone.
It was a 7x7, was it?
It was a 7x7, but right now it's down to a 5x5. But the damage and the utility that this Yves provides to the rest of the team,
it's still good.
It's so good. It's like it's literally broken right now. But yeah, I don't know. Will Wonders of Ohio do better if they ban out a Yves?
That is the question that we're gonna have to see. But you know what? You were initially talking about Mint, you know, out of the way and always out of harm's way. I actually beg to differ. There's a couple of times that Mint actually
put herself in a position
in a very bad position.
In a very bad position. But she baited the rest of them. She baited.
Yeah, jebaited. But the thing is, I don't see it as a debate. I see it as a mistake, a true mistake by Mint. However,
but she was able to recover it because of her comfortability of that hero.
That's one thing.
The team.
Yeah, the team really came in clutch a lot of times.
They're like two peas in a pod, just like you and me.
They're 5 peas in a pod.
They're like bananas in pajamas, B1, B2.
Yeah, they're like bananas played with a different color ice cream.
What are you saying? Okay, let's get back to the draft right now. Camilla is going to be banned out. Sitting on the bench for this game, Joy is still going to not be seen in the daylight.
You're
thinking what I'm thinking, B1?
Wait, what are we thinking?
No, that's the quote from like Bananas in Pajamas. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, B1?
Oh, I think I know what you're thinking, B2.
I think I am, B2.
Oh.
Then it's like, okay, then after you're supposed to say something. Oh, okay, the Fanny will still be banned out. Sammy wasting no time at all with this 1-1. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, B1?
I think B2.
I think it might be a Phobius. A Phobius mid.
Nah.
Oh, no, it will be.
It feels...
It felt like it.
Looking at how Team Lamar has been playing, I don't believe they're a team that plays Phobius.
No, but they might have pocket picks into all of these kinds of very interesting heroes. Like
maybe they have maybe they have something a little bit different here, you know? Like for us, we look at things very direct. oh, this guy, he dashes a lot. Well, yes, it is.
Yeah.
But for them, maybe it's something a little bit different. Looking at the 1-1 is like, okay, yes, he can dash a lot. But what if... And they're looking for something else.
Interesting. Yeah. Because like Phoveus might miss a couple of the hits if 1-1 uses Inspire. And this is basically like the soft counter to a Phoveus using the Eye of Asteros right on you.
Or the Demonic Force,
Or the Demonic Force, right? So that is pretty much how Sammy is able to save himself. But a pretty much good counter to Yves is the Farsa. But what I'm liking about this so far is the Xavier is back up. And Xavier is really impactful. It's sort of like a, I wouldn't say a discount Yves. It does massive amounts of damage in the late game, but the only fact of the matter is you have a lockdown with your Mystic Circle. You do have the Dawning Light all the way from downtown, dealing tons and tons of damage. And it's basically like when you use your first skill and they all coagulate with each other.
Yes.
It extends all the way through, but it only happens in the late game. So you know that Wonder of Ohio is gearing up for the late game.
I kind of want to see a Lunox instead of the Xavier, though.
You do need lockdowns. You do need crowd control.
That's
why I think
they need a way to burst down this Fredrin. And I think that for the side of for the side of Wanderers of Ohio, they definitely know just how tanky a Fredrin is, how annoying he can be in the front lines with all of the crowd control, all of the taunts. He can buy so much time, and that is one thing that Lunox will definitely excel in. Wait, Kaja leaked out the whole time and it only got banned in the second phase. Okay.
It's all pocket picks coming up. I mean, guys, this Team Lamar is match point away from clinching the victory of the Asia Esports Festival Grand Final. So you're throwing everything out.
Your team
Kaja is right off. It does look like, okay, what would be good against a 1-1? They are still open with the roam position. Maybe an Atlas could be possibly. Could be an Atlas, could be a Clint as well to counteract the 1-1. Being a very, very neutral counter. Or if you want to play...
I think Melissa will be pretty good here.
Melissa will be good as well. Leslie as well. I mean, it's...
They're going to have to deal with the Ling, at least for me.
Oh, yeah. I think a Clint or a Leslie...
Okay, he still wants to be in tricks. Okay.
Very, very comfortable. If a player is comfortable with it, just give it to her.
Yeah. If it works, let it work. No matter what, as long as the player is comfortable with a certain hero, go for it. You shouldn't discount yourself and try to go for something, you know, kind of like meta. You don't want to sacrifice comfortability for meta. Unless you know that you can play the meta hero and then weave your comfortability in it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you 100%. And speaking of comfortability, Jay is back on his comfort pick on the Franco. And Killua is going to be solidifying Wonders of Ohio's draft with the Yuzhong. What I like about this is that Yuzhong now is a natural predator to that Farsa. The dragon is going to be eating up that bird that Farsa is so likely to be. I mean, you have that knockback potential coming in from the Yuzhong. Every time there's a feather airstrike, when you know Killua is sort of able to capitalize on that situation and knock you down. But it's very difficult to be able to protect the rest of the team unless maybe an Akai would be a good tank or... Kufra is
it
very...
could work!
Yeah, it could work. I was thinking maybe an Akai or maybe a Kufra would be able to negate some of the impact coming in from Yon, right? Yon comes right in. You need to disengage Yon as soon as you can. Before he deals a lot of damage with his 4 dashes and completes his circle with the Tempest of Blades. So Kufra would be a very, very viable pick. And I've seen a lot of very good setups coming in from very good Kufra players.
I think one of the biggest problems for me when it comes down to looking at Wonders of Ohio's lineup is early game problems.
Yeah.
They don't really have someone that can actually bolster their early game. But to be fair, we have seen a lot of times that, you know, certain teams, they just don't really have very good early game control. But yet, they somehow still manages to pull things through. So I'm not too sure how Wonders of Ohio is going to be playing this. I know for sure that when it comes down to EXP lane, they could win because it is going to be a Yuzhong against a Frederick. That's no problem. When it comes down to the gold lane, it is going to be a Beatrix. They're going to be fighting against a 1-1. It is skill-based to this extent, right? But when it comes down to the main roaming trio, I don't expect to see that this Ling will be able to dish out massive damage in the early stages of the game. I don't expect to see that this Xavier will be able to do much either.
Xavier is practically a glass cannon because of the fact that he does not have mobility. So equipping Flicker onto this Xavier allows him a little bit more escape mechanism. But you gotta watch out for this, because whenever Team Lamar jumps in, best be sure that they know that Xavier is one of the main targets, because the Mystic Field is gonna be super, super annoying for the side of Team Lamar. Because once Hayabusa jumps into the Mystic Field, it's going to be very difficult to get over that lockdown, that slight tinge of a lockdown. Oh, Hasbulla jumping in just to check, but Jay pulls him back with the hook underneath the turret. He is left to his own devices, but Yon finishes up Hasbulla with first blood going into Wonders of Ohio. Oh man, Amo answers back, takes down Yon, punishing him for being a little bit too close for comfort. And Kilowov winning his own lane against his Fredrin. It's a no-brainer right there. Like you said, the EXP lane is all about the hero matchup. What can counterpick what? It does look like Yujong doing pretty exceptionally against the Fredrin right now.
It is a 1:1. It is 1:1 at this point in time. And it's understandable that Killua will be able to do a lot against Goldilocks. And this guy is definitely going to have a lot of issues coming out straight. We do have the turtle that's currently going to be available to be picked out by either one of these teams. Who wants to get the turtle soup? It really depends on them. One thing that we gotta have to expect that is the Wonders of Ohio. They do have quite a bit of AoE. So if there's anything else out there, we should be able to expect quite a bit. Zeph has already used his Feathered Airstrike, so I don't think that they will be too afraid of that in the upcoming fight for the turtle.
Oh, Hasbulla does have the Tyrant's Revenge, but does he want to use it? He will wait for that right moment though. He's left all alone, but on the backline though, Amal really down low. Will he be able to catch onto that turtle? It will be! Yon taking in the Retribution battle and taking out Hasbulla in the process as well. Amal, easy kill onto Jay. And that disengage will be coming in. It is still equally neck and neck, but the turtle goes over to Wonders of Ohio.
2-2. We're looking at about 400 goal lead in favor for Wonders of Ohio. The next turtle will be coming up in the next 100 seconds. Wonders of Ohio, they are just doing whatever that they can to play things a little bit more defensively. Understandably, their team is more defensive than anything.
Oh, Hasbulla.
Jumping in right on top of Jay.
Oh. And that's why the Mystic Field is so, so annoying. You're just trapping down, blocking paths, and making room and space for your own teammates to disengage and run back to battle. Windtalker already built up for Yon, so his farming speed will increase exceptionally well. Amal, though, is 2-0-0, so one more, and he is pretty much on a good shopping spree right there. Zeph and Hasbulla can just wait out, buy time. We'll be jumping into that wrong bush, but Zeph coming in a little bit too close.
Never mind. There is still going to be that Bloody Hunt is just going to be locking down on the Zeph, but unfortunately, oh, never mind. Crossbow attack coming from Sammy. We'll be able to get a decent amount of damage all over to the side of Team Lamar. 2 down, while none from Ohio.
I mean, the idea was there, right? Hasbulla wanted to spring up for a jump in a bush, but it was the wrong bush. If he would have jumped into the rightmost bush, bottommost bush in the bottom lane, then he might have gotten 2 for the price of 1. But Hasbulla not doing a very good job right now. Wonder of Ohio, this is a very different Wonder of Ohio team than I've seen in the previous 2 games. They know what they came here for. They picked up comfort heroes, and they're here to win this fight.
The question is always if weather is going to be enough. Yes, their early game, or rather their entry game, is looking to be pretty A-okay. But eventually, right after the turtle take, or rather when the first Lord appears, that is where the things and the games are definitely going to start to get a little bit more difficult. The backlines is very difficult for Wonders of Ohio to get right.
Oh, Hasbulla.
Good hooks coming in. Sammy, I don't think that he actually destroyed every single one of the witness points, so he can't move from one player to another. But Team Lamar, very good discipline. They know that he's going to be dead, and regardless, everyone runs right away. Killua just going to be taking the front lines. Jay just here to bolster anything else, everything more. While the Mystic Field just going to be dropped from Maiden Ohio as well. The entirety of Wonders of Ohio just kind of seems as though they are evolved. They're starting to get a really good understanding as to how Team Lamar plays. And Team Lamar just not getting the play that they are looking for. That's the play.
That's the play that we've been looking for, but you know, you exhausted all your ultimates onto one Farsa, giving her 10 seconds until she comes back online.
That's important, man.
You put her in a you put yourself in a better position in the contest for this Lord. I think it's a fair trade, but if you have that weakness points all popped up, popping out the crossbow tang and aiming onto mid, almost taking mid down, one more hit. But Sammy is going to be punished. Might not be punished. Sammy, a master with this 1-1. Mint gets themselves up alive, but the dawning light was catching it. Zeph, man. A little bit too close into enemies' clutches. You are unable to get the wings by wings all the way out there.
And now Wonders Ohio. Boy, oh boy, what is going on here?
They found a spark.
Yeah, initially said that their early game is not going to be that strong, yet they're showing us a complete opposite. They're doing a strong fight against Team Lamar. It really boils down to the execution, and they managed to prove me wrong. There's just plays that Wonders Ohio is doing well, and it's just 6 minutes in. We're looking at a 4,000 gold lead. But we're talking about Team Lamar here, guys. We're talking about Team Lamar. They're not a team that will just go down uncontested. They will eventually find a chink in the armors of Wonders of Ohio, and they will eventually find a way to win. But is it really possible, though?
They're baiting out Kufra's second skill.
Quick little burst down onto Fasa. Tempers of Blaze used. What was that?
That was
Yawn!
a masterful performance from Yawn. That wasn't a play, that was a performance. The Petrifier goes down, but Killua will be unable to get Goldilocks right there. Mint, slowly but surely, just slowly farming up. But the zone out potential from Wonders of Ohio is a little bit too much for Team Lamar to handle at this moment as the clock is ticking down. The Dawning Light will be used right now just for vision play, just for a little bit of a range poke. Oh, Amal. Fast fingers on that one.
The Dawning Light. They managed to find 4 members within of the jungle. The power buff eventually goes over to the side of Amal. No problems. Not going to be suffocated just yet. But this is only 8 minutes into the game. The Lord will be coming out in 8 minutes and 10 seconds. With the Lord spawning, Wonders of Ohio, they do have the control of the jungle, or rather, the river. No hooks just yet. But the Mystic Field, as well as the Phantom Airstrike, that's what we're talking about! Team Lamar would eventually be able to find that small little part to actually break down the Wonders of Ohio, but Amal, a little bit out of position right there. Even though they had got a great start, but they ended that in a bad way.
I mean, Wonders of Ohio, they want to see Team Lamar all together, but Goldilocks, oh man, might be able to pop that crossbow tang, but to no avail. Killua, one more hit and Mint takes down Killua.
Sammy takes a lot in the end of the day. Killua's dead, but at least the Lord is still gonna be fighting in the favor of Wonders of Ohio. Yawn as well as Jay, they're definitely looking out for Goldilocks. They would want to punish him for what he has done to them in the past 2 games. It's definitely annoying to see that the Khalid, and now no more Khalid, no more Yves. Wonders of Ohio.
Did it just slip through the ban phase?
The Khalid? Yeah, it did.
Oh man. It could have been nice here, like just jumping straight to the back line and just bursting down Sammy. I mean, that was one of the plays in the first game that we seen. But the Lord marching down on that top side, all 3 lanes pushing in. Team Lamar, they're not a stranger to this position. But with the Xavier in play, a pocket pick from Maiden, Ohio, just zoning out so many members of Team Lamar, just blocking out their paths and just ruining all of their setups. It is going to be a challenge for Team Lamar to get back into this. But the Lord, slowly but surely taken down. Team Lamar has their work cut out for them in this defense. Zeph has the third airstrike. Does not want to waste it just yet, but the Dawning Light already proven to be dealing a lot of damage, pushing away the members of Team Lamar. Oh, Amal coming in close, straight to that back line. Will he be able to take it? Maiden Ohio will be going back. Amal down low. Oh!
But now it is going to be Yawn that flew in into the sky. He's gonna be A-okay at least for now. Amon's HP is just gonna be dropping down all the way down low as well. Yon's HP also at the critical health. Killua a little bit too deep in my opinion, and now he's gonna be dying. Oh, no, maybe not! He did manage to get himself away, but in the end of the day, it is still gonna be Amon that manages to make his way over to his shadows. And the quad shadows have served so much purpose. He managed to went straight in the face of Killua and still went back home. The Dawning Light did manage to connect down onto Amon, but that's not the target that the Xavier was looking for. Was looking for Goldilocks.
Oh man, they did such a good job just protecting Sammy. Sammy's 5-0-4 right now, and he has so many opportunities to pop weakness points. With a Kufa in play and with a Fredrin, you need to be able to stand in the front lines and soak up so many damage. But Sammy over there, will Goldilocks get stuck? But it will be Jay though. Mint. He's starting to do that damage, but the crossbow tank flies in the sky. Goldilocks. Sammy with the nature. One more hit and
But never mind. Yon at least did manage to trade something out here, but it kind of seems as though he is all alone, completely taunted. And Team Lamar found the cracks within Maiden Wonders of Ohio's lineup. With 3 person dead, Yon as well as Sammy, 2 of the most important players from the side of Wonders of Ohio being absent for the upcoming fight. Team Lamar can definitely find themselves a couple of advantages right here. Killua is forced to go into the Black Dragon form. His HP doesn't seem to be very healthy, but regardless of all of that, it kind of seems that Jay is now in the action. Sammy just respawn and buy a lot more time is what Wonders of Ohio would want to do.
Oh, Mint already online as well. They're all gravitating towards that first floor, but the suppression coming in on Amon. Amon will get shut down by Man in Ohio, as will Zeph as well. Jay just have a through the map in the turtle pit, but Mint, the damage from Mint is coming through. Wind of Nature already built up, but the Dawning Light is still pushing through. It's a spammable ultimate right now. Goldilocks is there still tanking and soaking up so much damage, buying so much time for Team Lamar. And time is all they need as the clock is ticking. Team Lamar are like crabs in a bucket. They're just clawing slowly but surely their way up and equaling the scoreline as opposed to Wonder of Ohio. Made in Ohio needs to find himself in a very safe position, because as soon as he's off, that is Team Lamar's window of opportunity. They will seize it, and they will cycle the rest of Wonders of Ohio out of the way.
It will be a 5 versus 5 fight the next time these two teams clashes. It will be an important one. If the Team Lamar will be able to change something out here, his house will be able to connecting down onto Jay and immediately went for the Tyrant's Rage right down on him. He's not caring about anything. He's got a win on nature and went right in the face of Mid Ohio and saw Sammy, only for him to be punished by the rest of the members on the side of Mid Ohio. Yon joins himself back to the back lines. He's going to be taunted, flying up into the sky because of all of that launching mechanics coming from Goldilocks. Wonders of Ohio still, in the end of the day, managed to find themselves an advantage, and they have outplayed against Team Lamar. Now, with Sammy and Min and Ohio left in the game, I'm pretty sure that they will be able to do something effective here and make full use of the time, and that is very likely to go for the Lord.
Oh man, but Mint was a little bit too ballsy, going in straight underneath the turn and facing off against Sammy as well as Made in Ohio. That is a huge mistake. A mistake is an understatement. That was just, they cost them the second Lord of the match, going over to the hands of Wonders of Ohio, and they find themselves in a defensive position yet again. Nothing to do but just wait for all 3 lanes to push through. It might be this time that Team Lamar, if they find a nice Tyrant's Rage, will be able to turn everything around and open up so many opportunities for them to push through. Remember, Wonder of Ohio, they still have all their turrets but 1 left up in the open. Oh, Jay finds himself in an uncomfortable position, gets stunned. Amon almost shutting him down, but will take Sammy down in the skirmish right there. Yon will not be committing into any of the fights just yet.
The Lord, though, will be pushing down south, and that is going to be Yon taken down by the hands of Zeph. The rest of the members from inside of Team Lamar is definitely trying to look for an opening to get Wonders of Ohio down. Great taunt coming from Goldilocks. Will be able to hold Made in Ohio down for a little while longer, but unfortunately not quite enough to bring them all down. A suppression coming from Jay. Bloody Hunt onto Hasbulla. That is more than enough to be able to keep the Xavier out of harm's way. But Hasbulla, Mint, as well as Zep.
Oh, the hook on the
Yes, quickly a Petrify. Flies up to the sky because of the Furious Dart, but Gallowa will still go down despite all that Wonders of Ohio managed to do. Team Lamar managed to make full use of all of that open encounter. Even if there was a lot moving in, they still found and made a crack within of Wonders of Ohio.
Oh, the suppression onto Hasbulla. Hasbulla, immortality popped up. He will not be going anywhere because Made in Ohio will be taking him down downtown.
What a crazy game. This is a roller coaster ride.
It is a roller coaster ride.
At one point, Wonder of Ohio is doing well. The next point, Team Lamar doing well. And then suddenly, Team Lamar makes a mistake and Wonder of Ohio managed to take advantage of that. At this point in time, it's really just a battle advantage. A battle of mistakes. And back to the main original narrative. This entire tournament is all about who can make the right decisions.
Oh man, with Hasbulla out of the picture, the Lord's running up. They will be taking in the position. What went well for Team Lamar in that initial skirmish was that they can pick up heroes, and right now Jay looking for an easy pickup right there. Yawn
down.
taking down Goldilocks without much
Mint.
effort. Mint, Wind of Nature will not be able to help him out. The suppression coming in. They know their win condition with Yawn gone and out of the way. Amon and Hasbulla, will they be able to defend this one? It turns out
They
might
will be able to.
because the Lord is spawned up. Wonder of Ohio might be looking for an easy pickings, but with Amal, you don't really know for sure because...
And let's forget, Yawn is actually dead. So they can't use this time, even though that they have a numbers advantage, they can't fight the Lord. Unless they want to bait something out. And it kind of seems as though with all of the lanes, middle lane and bottom lane completely pushed out, this could actually be their chance.
Oh man, but I gotta say, man, this Xavier is so annoying. Every single time you have your full health, Darting Light pulls you back into nil, and you have to go back, reset, and come back again. Amal, 2/3 of his health, now 1/3 just with one Darting Light. Oh man, it's not looking too good for Team Lamar. Pushing Amal back out and Yawn in a better position in contest for this Lord. That this might be the do-all, die-all. This might be the pivotal moment, but it does look like Wonder of Ohio is going to be finding out the mega kill over the Made in Ohio, and this is it. The window is wide open. They are able to cycle the rest of Team Lamar if they choose to capitalize on this situation. They are not going to bat an eye on this Lord.
Made in Ohio is really understanding the gameplay of Team Lamar now. They know that Mint is just constantly making mistakes, and they have the hero to lock that mistake down into smithereens. And that is exactly what Wonder of Ohio has been doing. Mint constantly being taken down in the most unfortunate situations. There's still 14 seconds left on the clock until Mint is back. Wonders of Ohio would definitely want to make full use of this time. How exactly are they going to be doing this? The Tyrant's Revenge is going to be landing right on top of Jay, but unfortunately the hook plus the flicker is just going to be allowing Jay to pull Goldilocks out of play, and that is going to be all Goldilocks did. Yawn gets a kill down onto the Lord, and eventually Yawn moves himself onto Amal. There's another one dead. In the meantime, the main team fight, it is going to be not again! Time again! Jay is constantly finding the right time to come back to the game. One after another. Team Lamar makes the mistake, and with all 5 of the members from the side of Team Lamar dead, Wonder of Ohio will have a very imminent push to the middle lane, and without a doubt, they will be able to bring this crystal... Lord, excuse me?
Jay, just U-turn back.
Victory!
with a Xavier. You have to deal with a Ling who's basically the mobility is right there.
Yes.
And with Jay on a comfortable hero as this Franco, pulling you in, locking you down in a Mystic field, gives you not much wiggle room to get out of tight situations. And Mintz, though, a little bit too overconfident. They came in on that last push. He bought that Has clause. So it is pretty much like a one-man army, but you're undervaluing the importance of the Xavier in a lot of these team fights, and that's what broke you down.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate over to the side of Team Lamar. I'm pretty sure that they managed to, they tried all their best, right? They found a roller coaster ride for us, and eventually you kind of win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. But it really boils down to the mistakes that Team Lamar eventually did, or rather, it is just Wonders of Ohio that managed to find all of these openings for them to eventually get the win. And it really boils down to the Franco. I think that the Franco has made so much difference in this game. If not for the Franco, they wouldn't be able to punish a lot of these mistakes that Team Lamar has done. Without the suppress, that Xavier would not be able to churn out so much damage. They would not be able to do a lot of things. They would not be able to open up the fight with a hook. I think that Jay really played his hearts out in that game. If the Franco were not to be picked here or were to be banned, I think that was going to change the team dynamics a lot.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, but it was also the Eve, the ban on the Eve, that made it so uncomfortable for Team Lamar. They've been using Eve for almost all the games we've seen today, and once the Eve was off the table, that was it. The Achilles heel is wide open. You're able to capitalize on that weakness point, and no pun intended, for that, and basically just Wonder of Ohio capitalized on the situation, took over that game. And we still have 2 more games. It might be a very, very long draft phase at this point, because right now they know that without Eve, without that utility, and speaking of utility, I think that the main advantage of this 2 teams is who is able to provide the most utility. With Eve out of the table, we pick out the Xavier, who has a lot of utility as well and lockdown, which provides a lot more of a space opener, so to speak, for the side of Wonder in Ohio. And the fact that they're able to adapt to this situation and going back all the way to basics. And right now, Khalid is right open. Oh, okay, something new, something special right now. No, it could be potentially that, but 1-1 still has a 100% win rate today.
1-1's good.
A Mosquito, it might be, I don't know. I'm thinking of a Mincetar. The fact that the Kufa was picked up in the previous game,
I think they're still gonna go for the Franco actually.
Yeah. Franco will be a very, very good lockdown. Or opening up a Valentina, opening up the Khalid, opening up the Leomord. You have early game potential.
Maybe a Furvis could still be possible, since we are talking about
your team is picking.
we're talking about Wonders of Ohio after all. But does Made in Ohio play the Furvius, or does Killua play the Furvius? That is the question.
You know, Fovius could be played in the roam position as well. I've seen him to be effective if he buys in dire hit. But to respond to Ling, I believe that a tanky kind of jungle position could be advantageous for the side of Team Lamar. You take control, buy a lot of time, form a meat shield around Mint, and that will be in that Khalid. Leaving that wide open, and you have to face it again.
Yep.
Or Killua actually has to face it again in the early
Killua has to face it, yeah.
in the early stages of
so
the game.
No more Benedetta here.
No more Benedetta. You cannot pick up the...
They might actually still go for Yuzhong. Yuzhong still beats...
There might be.
Oh, sorry. Still beats Khalid. There are definitely some other heroes that we can look out for. Okay, I don't think that Dyrok is going to be the case, but Franco is definitely a good pick. Looking forward to that. They would want the Franco in order to... Franco has kind of been their win condition to a certain extent. They've been making full use of the Franco quite a lot of times. Carmilla actually has been leaked out for the longest time ever as well. As such, is going to be banned in the second banning phase. Leomord as well as Martyrs, we didn't see either one of these heroes the entirety of today.
So fallen off.
Yeah, so I don't think that we need to care about looking at either one of these heroes being picked out here. But when it comes down to Team Lamar's jungler, who else can we be looking out for?
You know,
actually, Barat can still be a thing.
Barat is possible, and then you
Barat's
build in with an Estes. Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. Or Barat's.
But it doesn't feel like it's Amal's playstyle. His jungle archetype.
They took out the Fredrin, so Fredrin would not be facing off against the Khalid. But Amal, we've seen him play the Karina before. He was a monster with Karina as well. So
he seems a lot more of a
assassin type, right?
Yeah, assassin
sort
archetype.
Sort of like Yon, so it's an assassin
yes,
kind of combo.
Correct.
I know this is like an unpopular opinion. I want to see Yi Sun Shin. I want to see Roger. It might work out very well in Team Lamar's favor.
You know what's my other one?
What?
Hellcut.
Oh, yeah. No, but the fact that Hellcut actually has a silence if you have sort of like a crowd control, you really have to wait out for the fact that
there's a link.
Ohio.
So the silence does work very well.
But it's just a very short knock-up from the Tempest of Blades.
I think that the main thing is that he will be able to get that silence onto the link, and he can't just zoom all around, and that will destroy the momentum. And let's not forget about the fact that there is a Franco, and if you're able to blind everyone during that moment in time where fight is about to happen, where the Franco can make plays, putting a Dark Knight Falls is undoubtedly going to be a big problem to the opponent's side. But right as we completely dismissed the Leomord and the Martyrs, somehow the Martyrs comes out.
And I was going to say the Atlas as well. It looked like a very good pick.
Atlas game.
I mean, Atlas versus Franco is very old school, very classic phase
please
matchup.
Hook me.
Please hook me, bring me closer to you, and once I'm in, that is where the Fatal Links will come in. Killua is going to be picking up that Ruby. They are lacking a mage.
Oh, okay, I don't like the Ruby. Why are they playing?
I think they might settle for the Xavier again.
They should have went for... Okay, at least in my opinion, I feel that they needed a lane bully in the EXP lane.
Maybe a Dairoth or something like that, right?
Dairoth would be okay to a certain extent, but Yuzhong would have been great in this instance. Esmeralda, maybe not really, but Leomord also will be able to do a pretty decent job against a Khalid.
I do like what's coming out of Wonder of Ohio. I'm not gonna lie, because they do have 3 different lockdowns right here. You have Jay with the pickoff. You have Killua with the the area AOE crowd control with the spin and the I'm Offended pulling you close. You have the Mystic Field, which blocks your positioning if you play your cards right. I do like that Xavier pick a lot coming out from the Wonder of Ohio, and then you feed into 2 different heroes in the early stage of the game, which is the Ling and the Earthel. That is something that I really want to see. But Team Lamar, though, they are very balanced as well. They have the Atlas, which is insane in the late game. It's always, if you have an Atlas, at any point of time, the game could be yours. Even though you're losing by maybe 30 kills and stuff like that, with an Atlas just alone, you are able to turn everything around. But Zeph to picking up the Valentina, many options become available. You can take the I'm Offended. You can take the Bloody Hunt from Jay. You can take the Dawning Light from Made in Ohio. But Dawning Light from Made in Ohio is pretty much useless for Zeph right now because it is a spammable skill for Xavier, so I think I'm Offended would be a very good setup skill for Zeph to pick up. It combos very well with Hasbulla's Fatal Links and buys so much time in that front line. What will be interesting if we see Zeph and the Valentina playing a semi-tank build. So this leaves probably 4 very thick heroes. In the early game, they know that Khalid is going to be a problem. So Wonder of Ohio already rotating up to that EXP lane. We seldom see that, but here comes Atlas.
That's a good buy. Yeah, I'm not too surprised about that. EXP lane will be an issue, and they are actually putting a lot of resources in the EXP lane just so that they will be able to deal with a Khalid over picking a hero that can deal with a Khalid. So they can actually put other resources into the gold lane better. That is my opinion, at least. But I'm pretty sure that they have their own idea as to why they have decided to pick a Ruby into this game. Possibly because of the fact that Team Lamar, they're mostly looking at a front-to-back kind of strategy.
Oh! That is a skill shot, if I say so myself.
That is 100% a skill shot. Good shot, Jay.
Zeph, he knows that the Bloody Hunt is going to be
indispensable.
Amol starting up with the turtle. Goldilocks already zoning out way deep into one of Ohio's territory. The Retribution is going to be used up for the side of Amol. They are going to be invading one of Ohio. The aggression is coming through for Team Lamar.
But I think that in the end of the day, Team Lamar's front-to-back strategy is definitely going to be pretty darn good. The moment that Hezbollah goes for the Fatal Links, it doesn't guarantee a full-out team wipe. In fact, I actually feel that them picking up the Atlas kind of feels desperate. It doesn't really gel very well with the team. It's not really like a wombo combo kind of thing, right? It's kind of like you lock people down.
I beg to differ with that because you have the Raging Sandstorm and you have the Fatal Links. You throw in a Fatal Links, Raging Sandstorm comes in from the flank. It pretty much solidifies a kill one way or another.
I think that it will be able to able to extend the stun duration, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they will have a lot of damage to a large pack of enemies. They are definitely front to back. Pick off one at a time, help Mint to actually pick off one person's weakness point, and then they kind of like go crazy after that. But they have to understand what happens after the Fatal Links and what happens after the Raging Sandstorm.
Yeah.
We're looking at Killua that does have a great amount of lockdown as well. We're looking at Mid in Ohio also have a good amount of lockdowns there. So they can actually come back into the game like how we saw just now, right? Jay can immediately go for the Bloody Hunt. We can expect to see that the Xavier can just lock people down with a Mystic Field plus his Dawning Light. And eventually Sammy, he is a AoE.
Oh! Read him like a book. Amol, though, gets out safe. But I want to add on to what you were saying right there. The Mystic Field is proving to be so much. I don't know why he's not in the meta anymore. I remember that time when he was first introduced into Mobile Legends.
Oh, he was so much.
So OP. And the fact that you can spam his ultimate, and it's a global ultimate.
Jay, come on.
He's warmed up. He's ready to go. His Jay, he is A-OK.
Completely illegal.
Illegal, you mean right there. But the suppression coming through, Yawn, not able to do anything. That is why the Bloody Hunt comes through. Goldilocks, though, on that backside, almost taking out Killua.
Almost.
Getting taken out by Zeph from that flank. And the flank coming through, Fatal Links onto Jay. Will not be able to finish anything or find anything in the process.
Yeah,
Jay walks out there all willy-nilly.
Yeah, he knows that he can't defend. Yeah, there's no way that they're gonna defend the outer turret in the top lane. So just gonna like move right on. It's okay. Do whatever that they can.
Just another day in the land of dawn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love to smell a gunpowder in the morning.
Oh, he's looking for something.
Gunpowder? Look for it.
Yeah, that is basically his coffee. He doesn't take coffee, he takes gunpowder, and that's what Jay is known for. This is on Hezbollah.
Timing.
To freeze everyone out of the way. But on that back line, though, Goldilocks does take down Xavier. But Zeph nullifies the rest of them. Tempers ablaze.
3 members
just
from the
to get out.
Of the side of Team Lamar is still a bit.
But Martis!
Oh, Amol, what are you doing? Getting a little bit cheeky. Trying to go over to the power buff. It kind of seems as though he would definitely want to steal away the power buff as much as possible. Trying to go for the for skill and trying to get himself a little bit of a cheeky play off of Sammy. But after that, not much is pretty much done. The members of Wonder of Ohio is definitely. Oh! Yo, Jay! What the hell was that?
Sammy pretty much saw it. He was just waiting outside. He was just like, hey, Jay, there's someone in that bush. Can you just help me out a little? Help a brother a little bit? And another hook, almost connecting onto Hezbollah, missing by a pixel. But all this time, Mint still slowly but surely firing up. And we won't see Mint really shining through until the later stages of the game. This will be the third turtle. It does look like Team Lamar is sizing up for it, as is Wonder of Ohio.
Jay currently in a very good position. The Fatal Link's going to be dragging two-person in, and they did manage to immediately bring Killua down. The next one is going to be made in Ohio. With two-person down from the side of Wonders of Ohio, this is going to make things relatively difficult for Wonders of Ohio to even try to defend, or rather, for them to take the turtle or defend the turtle or literally anything when it comes down to team fights.
That is a very good decision making from Team Lamar. Knowing that the turtle is open, you go straight for that turret first because you open up the side of Wonders of Ohio's map. And that is basically the most important turret that you need to take in the game. Goldilocks right there tries to defend from Yawn. Yawn able to dash out but won't be doing the wall climb just yet. The rest of Wonders of Ohio is going to be seeking out. They are hiding in that bush. They play that bush a lot, and Team Lamar, they know this. They are playing on the opposite side.
Hello.
Coming in, locked down by Mystic View.
Boy,
he does have that flicker. He's waiting for that right time. He gets hooked back in, suppressed with the bloody hunt. Zeb comes in though with a two members,
Way
just
too
like
much.
that. Down.
Way too much control from the side of Wonders of Ohio. It kind of seems as though Hasbulla might have the opportunity to go for his Fatal Links, but it was a chain after a chain after a chain. It was undoubtedly painful. Executed, down and dusted. Yawn didn't have a chance to fight against this EXP laner. This EXP laner took away the position 3 role away from Zeph. This guy has got so much to farm, so much to work with. He even had the money to go to get himself a Dominance Ice.
Right now, tempo slowing down. Wonder of Ohio has to play on the defense because that mid lane turret just opened up so much opportunities for Team Lamar to invade and show the aggression that their lineup is capable of, just waiting and pushing in that lane, waiting for the rest of the team members to be right up. Hasbulla with the Fatal Links onto 2.
Immediately melted down. The only thing that Yawn could do is just get a quick dash away with a Tempest of Blades and of course mounting on top of walls. At least that is gonna be doing well. Jay unfortunately completely uncovered inside of the brush, and Team Lamar collapses themselves down onto Ohio, shaving down one member after another. The dance by Team Lamar is undoubtedly very, very beautiful. This dance will be able to push Wonders of Ohio back behind the brush. What is that damage?
Goldilocks. In and out burger. That is Goldilocks with an easy kill over Xavier. Just taking it down. One for the team, man.
I'm gonna try that in the future, man. Just rush in, do 2 of the Desert Tornado, and then run out of the Raging Sandstorm. Boy, oh boy, what the heck was that?
That was Goldilocks just doing Goldilocks things, man. Nothing else to say. And now 3 lanes are freezing.
Let's take a look at his items real quick. I think that the items from Goldilocks is going to be very important, right?
Oh yeah, Heptaseas, Dominance Ice. Actually,
only the blade of Heptaseas, the only damage?
Heptaseas, but he does have the High and Dry emblem. I'm not sure if it does
make
a lot of difference.
In the middle one, not exactly. In the previous middle fight, not exactly. There was someone pretty close to him. So it probably did not proc.
But, I mean, that's what you get when you're a Xavier. You are a glass cannon anyway. But let's take a look at the marksmen. Both marksmen have the Wind of Nature. A lot of sneaky plays are going to be coming through. Both of them might be a one-man army, especially that Wan and the Earthel pop in. Okay, Earthel has Purify, so a defensive Earthel might be better with a sprint, so to speak. Hasbulla just sizing up, has that flicker, waiting for Lord to just push in just a little bit more. Will he be able to do it?
Not the time. Yeah, never mind. He found the timing. 2-person hooked right in. Killua immediately taken down. It doesn't seem like he will be able to stay in the fight for long. And then suppress the bloody hunt right down at mid. Mid was hoping that he will be able to get all of the weakness points and then just soars up to the sky with his Tempest of with his crossbow tank. But that didn't quite work out for him in the end of the day. 1-4-2 trade, and in the end, it is still great for Team Lamar because they did manage to get themselves the inhibitor turret.
Oh man, Team Lamar is up in gold, 7K, and if they are able to maintain this position and this gold lead, they pretty much are in a very viable position. You have the Atlas in your favor. You force Wonder of Ohio to play very defensively. all you have is Jay maybe pushing in one or two lucky hooks if that is viable to you, but Hasbulla is always zoning out way deep into enemy territory, and the rest of Team Lamar, they are speedy. They are super, super fast in those backups, and that is what I like about this team, right? The fact that Team Lamar Mint sort of overstayed his welcome.
Definitely did.
Way too deep in. Maybe could have gotten one or two more weakness points and then that crossbow tank to just solidify their victory in this game. But One of Ohio, they need to but Team Lamar needs to understand that One of Ohio, they have a lot more of the crowd control potential. So defense will be played in their favor. Oh, conceal play coming up.
It could very potentially be a big one. Killuan did immediately go for the upper fender, but it doesn't seem like the Fatal Links is going to do quite much, as it did manage to pull Made in Ohio in, but he does have to purify, thus getting himself right out of there. Killuan is going to be the only casualty in that fight, and that is going to be a big one, especially since the Lord will be popping out in the next 5 seconds.
Well, with Killuan out of the picture for now, One of Ohio is 4 on 5. They will be going for this. Khalid, nowhere to do, nothing to do but run and hide. Hezbollah just patiently waiting, giving so much information. They know that Jay is right there.
Information.
That
is going to be Jay immediately taken down.
Well-used information, so to speak.
And during all of that time, Amal just focused onto the Lord. Wonder of Ohio have got no answer to Team Lamar. And there's just so many things that is happening concurrently that Wonders of Ohio just can't keep up to. This is the problem about playing on a reactive stance. While Team Lamar is the one that will always make the actions, Wonders of Ohio have to think and really think about things. Can they do certain things? Do they want to split themselves up?
One of Ohio has to be able to defend from this lore. 3 lanes are going to be pushing in. Team Lamar needs to find out what their objective is. Just take down those tier 3 turrets and get out the picture, or be able to convert all of these objectives into kills, which will solidify their victory. Zeph does have the ammo offended, so we'll be having to wait out for what he does there. Hezbollah making a long way out. Flicker in. Oh, the Purify is not used. Hezbollah a little bit too overconfident with that. Oh, Yon is dead though. Oh yeah, from the backside. But the ammo offended connects onto 3 though.
And Goldilocks was hoping that he will be able to jump over to the back line. 3 members from the side of Wonders of Ohio is already dead. Amal was hoping that he will be able to get a kill down onto Mid in Ohio, and Sammy's taken down. All of the members from the side of Team Lamar focuses on the core. Guys, stop recovering.
Victory!
Ohio.
Mid in Lamar.
Oh man, congratulations over to Team Lamar. That was such a disgusting play going over to, I mean, the disgusting series all the way through. That was just adaptation, re-strategizing, another adaptation coming in straight from a change in the lineups and matchups, and a reactive play, all those piled into one. That was a McSpicy treat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
Because like Team Lamar, every time I say Team Lamar, it's like Nasi Lamar.
Nasi Lamar? Nasi Lamar burger?
And we haven't had our lunch just yet,
right?
Nasi
Lamar burger.
The Nasi Lamar burger from McDonald's.
Yeah, I like it though.
Actually, I am looking for some KFC Parmesan truffle chicken. Have you tried it yet?
Not sponsored. But no.
Not sponsored, but you know, that was, I'm talking about food because that was some tasty, tasty treat. From the rest of the 4 games, I was really, you know, crossing my fingers for a 5th, but like, oh man, Team Lamar just played their hearts out. I'm not sure if we were going over to player cam. I don't think there's a player cam over there.
Nah, I thought so.
But I hope you guys back home enjoyed this. This was Asia Esports Festival Online Mobile Legends Edition. Congratulations over to Team Lamar, and also congratulations over to the Wonders of Ohio, a Singapore team with an Ohio name. And also not forgetting all our sponsors, M1, Game.gg, and Element X. I remember that this time. My name is Big Daddy Churros. With me here is Uncle Abstract. We had fun. I hope you guys too. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.